football game of the week. We're in Bobcat country, where tonight Greenbrier welcomes in BDP. It's Blue Devil Pride from White House. Hello again, everybody. Blake Fulton alongside the coach, Pat Sperduto. And, Coach, it's our final regular season game of the year, and we end it in one of our favorite places here at Greenbrier.
A little bit of God's country up here. Everybody's so excited to have us here. They've been great. They've been here since 4 o'clock. Partying in the tailgates and enjoying themselves.
It might as well be for a region title. And Joe Williams, when it comes to big games, these two rivals have played for a long, long time. It's been dominated by White House, but no game has ever been as important as tonight's.
And tonight probably will be as close as most of the rest. Thanks, Blake. You know, in White House, they call it the streak. 23 straight games they have beaten Greenbrier. Greenbrier doesn't talk about the streak. Now, don't think those have been dominating wins. One of those was a 5-overtime contest, and the majority of them have been won by a touchdown or less. The Bobcats think tonight is the night that the streak goes away. For White House, well, it would help salvage part of the season if they could keep it alive. Guys, this ought to be a great high school football game.
Thank you, Joe. When it comes to great running backs, we're going to see one tonight in Ricky Ladd that over the last couple of years has put up numbers that can compete with anybody.
1,200 yards this season, 19 rushing touchdowns, and he has to carry the rock and keep this team going. They've matured under him, and he expects to see big things tonight again.
You've heard the name Herndon here at Greenbrier. That would be Roger Herndon over the last couple of years. He's gone, but Kyle Herndon is the leader of this football team.
Started out as the quarterback. They moved him to tailback. Now he's back at quarterback. He manages this offense to perfection.
Hey, it's two of the best fan bases you'll find in Middle Tennessee. It's two great football teams. Region title on the line. It is a cold October night in Middle Tennessee, and it's all right here on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Confused by the claims DSL's been making? Blah, blah, fast. Blah, blah, cool. Look, the fact is, COMCAST high-speed internet blows DSL away. We're talking speeds up to 5 times faster. More speed means you can do more online. With exclusive features that, well, DSL just doesn't have. So if you're settling for DSL, you're getting left behind. No wonder more people across America choose COMCAST high-speed internet. Call today for this great offer.
COMCAST On Demand gives you the power to find out in-depth information on products, services, and the latest technology. Discover the majestic beauty of Ripley's Aquarium with the Tennessee Department of Tourism on Demand. Enjoy a good night's rest while sleeping with the sharks. Find out more about this deep-sea slumber party with On Demand. COMCAST Digital Cable puts you in control with On Demand. The Chevrolet Friday Night High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Wendy's. Do Wendy's, do what tastes right. Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl presented by Bridgestone, a Nashville holiday tradition. The Nashville Cats. Football doesn't end in January, it just goes inside. Fox Sports South, where Southern fans come first. VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world. And your Middle Tennessee Chevrolet dealers, an American Revolution.
And there you see it. White House coming out, 23 straight victories over Greenbrier. And there you see the Bobcats. The streak starts now for the Cats. White House wants to keep their streak. It's the Blue Devils and the Bobcats. It's a gorgeous, chilly October night. None better for high school football than what we have here at Greenbrier High School. Blake Fulton, Pat Sperduto, Joe Williams here with you. Final regular season of the game, and there are some huge ones across the mid-state just down the highway. You've got McGavock and Gallatin playing for a region title, and you've got one right here as well, White House and Greenbrier. Coach Porter leads White House, the 1997 3A state champs. They come in 5-4, 4-1 in region play, and if you're from Middle Tennessee, you know about Blue Devil pride. On the other side, when you talk about building a program, what Kirk Williams has been able to do here at Greenbrier is truly amazing. Made the playoffs every year since 1994, and Greenbrier won their first playoff game in school history just in 2002. 2 years ago, won 3 games in the playoffs, and then last year, Pat, made it all the way to the championship game. Toe to pig, and we're underway. Ladd on the return for White House, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. We take a look at the VHIX.com starting lineup, and that was actually DeMarcus Payne on the return. Vic, Barrett, Upchurch, Mosley, and Anderson, the starting lineup up front for White House. That will be a key to this football game. The skill position guys are led by maybe the best back that a lot of people don't talk about, and that being number 4, Ricky Ladd. 19 touchdowns on the ground, and there you see the quarterback, Dustin Townsend, 22 complete. They don't throw it a lot, Pat. Neither one of these teams throw it too much, but expect White House to throw it early to try and loosen up this defense as the give up the middle to Justin West. We'll take a look at the VHIX.com starting lineup for Greenbrier on defense, and you will see 8 and 9 green jerseys in the box all night to help Troy Dill and Devin Robertson up front. The linebackers for Greenbrier, led by Justin Pigg. And again, when we get to the VHIX.com starting lineup on offense, you'll see the Herndons and the Sanders. A lot of these guys play on both sides of the football for Greenbrier.
And they started out, we talked to Coach Porter before the game. He said we're going to have to throw the ball to loosen up this defense.
Townsend will throw on 2nd down. Swing it out to Ladd, who's got blockers in front, and will be very close to a 1st down before he is pushed out of bounds. We'll have to wait to see the spot on the far sideline, and that's one of the things about this White House offense. We hear about Ladd running the football, but he's also a guy that when they spread it out and throw the football, he's the team's best receiver.
Well, first 2 plays, he's lined up in the slot, and the inside receiver out of Twins, and this time they get him the ball from the slot spot.
Coming in the leading receiver, and I say that with only 7 catches.
Only 20 completions, 22 completions for the quarterback.
Averaging 13 yards a catch, averaging 7 yards a carry is Ricky Ladd. Young man that Coach Porter talked a lot about, the growing up and maturing, and times haven't been as easy, but is just going about doing the job and leading this team. It is a 1st down as White House is on the move. Give to the first man through. This is the fullback, Hargrove, and he runs a man over. He'll have a 1st down across midfield to the 44-yard line. Again, 4-1 is White House. We'll talk about it throughout the night. Maurice Fitzgerald's team at Pearl Cone won last night. They may be at home watching through the tough times they've had this year. They're hoping for a White House win and have a 3-way tie for the region title.
And Hargrove is a load, 5'10", 210 pounds. He runs over the secondary and works his way into that final line of defense.
23 straight wins for White House. And a start like this is exactly what you want if you're Coach Porter. Townsend under center. Again, not running it with Ricky Ladd, and not much running room at all for Justin West.
Right, and now you see,
as we take a quick look at the backs on our VHIX.com starting lineup, there you see Ricky Ladd, Hargrove, Smith, Mash, and Meadows. And again, Justin West, number 23. You see Ladd's the starting tailback is yet to line up there.
No, he's lined up in the slot and at the split end spot so far every single play. But now you're seeing Greenbrier kind of creeping up their safety, getting into the box so they can tackle, so they can make tackles. And now is the first time you're going to see Ladd at the tailback spot.
Ryan Marsh at the bottom of your screen. Townsend to throw. We'll look in the middle of the football field. Now throws it out to the corner, and it's caught. 20, 15, down the sideline and inside the 10-yard line. A completion. And again, Kyle Herndon, the quarterback for Greenbrier, also plays in the defensive backfield, went for the big play and missed.
And that's a great throw right there for a guy that's only completed 22 of 70 passes. They run the little half roll, and he throws it out there into coverage and over-under coverage. The safety over the top, Herndon, and the corner underneath. It's a nice throw, right by the sideline.
It's only Jordan Smith's 5th catch now on the season. And again, White House is knocking on the door. Inside the 15 where they'll mark him out of bounds at the 14-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
I want you to notice the splits of the offensive linemen are very big, and I'll get to that in a second.
Aaron Hargrove, lead blocker for Ladd, who has not much running room. Spins his way out of one tackle and turns in what should have been about a 4-yard loss into a 4-yard gain.
And you know, when you think about it, Ladd is a senior. Coach Porter told us.
There's a flag thrown all the way down in the far corner here. We'll have to wait and see what this one is.
Watch the spin out right there, but what Coach Porter told us, four of his 5 offensive linemen graduated.
I think they may get Ladd, and they're going to wave the flag off here. Ladd had the face mask on the stiff arm, but they waved the penalty off, and
that's odd.
That is.
But one of the things they did is they opened up their splits with young offensive linemen, figuring, hey, let's give them some natural holds between the guard and the center, between the guard and the tackle, between the tackle and the tight ends.
Give it a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 10-yard line. And again, here you see all the big boys in the backfield. Hargrove, West, and Ladd behind Townsend on 2nd down. Give to the second man through, and not much running room at all for Justin West. And a nice job defensively by Dale Krill.
Kreisel came up from his linebacker spot. He's also the starting center. Has a great read, reads the guard's block down on the nose guard, and fills it immediately.
Pat, I know it's early. Just over 9 minutes to play in the first quarter. Opening drive of the ball game. We've got a huge 3rd down here. When you talk about the tradition of this game and momentum, White House has driven all the way down, and now they've got 3rd and 5 from just inside the 10.
I like the play calling, the way they've changed it up now in the T formation again.
Give to Ladd. He'll try and bounce it outside. Now cuts back inside. And not much running room at all. It's going to be 4th and a couple here in a decision time for Coach.
How about the 6 green jerseys that end up making that tackle right there? Take a peek. He draws a crowd quickly, Mr. Ladd. Out of the T formation, the 2 fullbacks in front of him. Bounces outside. Hey, that's how you draw a serious crowd immediately. You give the ball to Ladd down there.
Robertson there to make the stop, and a field goal attempt to come. Put this down at the 15, a 25-yard attempt. Kick is up, and Jake Hunter is good. Jake Hunter with the field goal. 8:13 to play. White House leads Greenbrier on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
I promise. I promise. I promise a Chevy Cobalt with more standard horsepower than Civic or Corolla, plus a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Cobalt from Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America.
Lease an 06 Cobalt LT2 Cooper sedan for around $179 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for important lease details.
That's the Chevy Total Value Promise, and it starts right here.
Visit your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer for the #1 selling cars and trucks.
Get a Wendy's Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe with the cool, crisp toppings of your choice for just 99 cents every day. If you're eating somewhere else, you might as well eat your dollar. Tender, juicy, hot off the grill. Great food for a great price. The 99-cent Wendy's Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe. Do Wendy's, and for just 99 cents, do what tastes right.
And there you see Coach Kirk Williams. Good news, bad news on both sides there. If you're White House, you say good drive, but the bad news is you had to settle for a field goal. On the other side, if you're Greenbrier, the bad news would be they moved it pretty well on us, but the good news, you held them to only a field goal.
You hunkered down by the red zone, and that's critical. I mean, in a game here, I'd be surprised if this is a 50-40 game. I think this will be closer to a 20-17 type game.
You mentioned in a little hunker down in honor of those Georgia Dogs, and the voice of the Dogs, Larry Munson. Of course, it's Georgia, Florida this week. Spurrier returns to Knoxville. It is a big weekend in college football, but it all gets started on Friday night under the lights, and we've got a great one here. High kick will be fielded at the 16-yard line by Pigg. Makes one man miss. Got a hold down the left side. Cuts to the middle of the football field. And Greenbrier's got great field position at the 45-yard line.
And he got 2 fantastic blocks out of that wedge. Very impressive. Pigg gets it, starts to work upfield, and gets back outside to get a big gainer.
The BHIX.com starting lineup. And it's going to be the guys up front, again, on both sides. As good as the backs are, we'll talk about the guys up front throughout the evening, including Sass and Grubbs on the outside. Sanders, Martin, Dill, Pigg, and Reesner, the skill position guys, and the quarterback, Kyle Herndon. You talk about not throwing it much. They do not throw it much at all. He will run the football. We'll talk about it. He'll go speed sweep this time with Pig to the wide side. No running room at all. And again, he may not get credited with the tackle, but Adam Wiss with the stop there to force him outside. The VHIX.com starting lineup. Again, the quarterback, Herndon, has only thrown it 40 times all year long.
Right. He ended up a few of those games at tailback and then moved back to quarterback.
They love to run it. We'll take a look at the White House defense in just a moment. And, Pat, this Greenbrier team opened the season losing to Jeff Brothers and JP2, a team we saw early in the year, 20-12. Ran off 3 wins, including a win over David Lipscomb. Lost to Cheatham County, and then since then have won 4 straight, including the big one at Pearl Cone a couple of weeks ago in a 7-0 football game.
That was just a smash-mouth football game. I was talking to Brenard Wilson, one of the coaches at Pearl Cone. He said they just ran over us.
Back to the I formation. Give up the middle and a gain of about 4 yards for Pig. Let's take a look at the VHIX.com starting lineup. As you saw, Barrett and Mosley both in there on that tackle. And when you talk about huge, Roger Gaines. You had a Gaines that played for you many years ago with the Cats, and Rogers is absolutely huge.
He is all of 340.
Oh, every single bit of it. And in the secondary, they'll have to come up to stop the run, Ladd Smith, Mash, and Akers. It's a 3rd down, and they'll call it 7 at the 48-yard line for Herndon and the Bobcats. He'll throw on 3rd down. Has the man open, complete. 1st down, up to the 40-yard line. Nice roll, nice throw, and a nice hit.
And he hits the tight end on a little crosser, number 82, Zach Reesner. Really nice throw. He kind of finessed that out there. If you watch the rollout, good block, good pickup. He just shot puts it out there. He sees the tight end. But tell me there's not some hitting going on. That's what I'm talking about. Cold night, those feel great.
Pat, when you look at this, and a lot of people look, 23 straight years, White House, a 4A team, moves down to the 3A ranks this year. Now they're in the same region. These teams have played for a long, long time, as Joe mentioned it. Does that matter to kids? Do they think about that? These kids weren't a part of that team, or do they say, as part of our tradition, we've got to break that streak?
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt they're thinking about it.
Give up right now. And a 1st down and more. This time Troy Dill on the carry inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line.
Watch the blocks right here by the center and the left guard. The center, Crystal, and the left guard, number 67. That's Devin Robinson. Those 2 guys open up an immediate gap for the back, and Dill ends up with a big gainer and puts them into the red zone.
Mash on the stop. Football at the 22. 6:15 to play in the opening quarter. White House leads 3-0. Greenbrier trying to go unbeaten in region play and win the title outright. Herndon give right side, blockers in front, cuts back inside, and hey, Pat Sperdua will talk about Big with the carry, but I know you love what you saw from Robertson, the guy that comes out and pulls, and when you see a 67 moving like that, you love to see it.
5 years together, you know what gets me excited. Watch the guard pulling, he blocks on the outside, and the back knows how to cut off the blockers. That's a great job.
Robertson 5'11", 225, the guard with a nice block pickup of 9, 2nd and 1. And there you see Pig on the year, averaging over 7 yards a carry. This time, the offset in the backfield on 2nd and short. Herndon will give to Pig. Bobbled the football in the backfield, but he'll gain control and pick up the 1st down, move the chains for Greenbrier.
Just a nice little counter play again. You see, hey, there's some smacking going on. I'll tell you right now, Zach Wood from White House, he's been laying the wood.
And that's one of the things that you and I love about these kinds of rivalries. We see it when Goodpasture and Lipscomb play. We see it when Montgomery Bell Academy and Brentwood Academy play, when DCA and CPA earlier in the year. There's so much passion that the kids respect. I mean, you saw right there, both teams giving each other, hey, it's hard fought, and that's what we love about high school football.
Those are the best battles, without question, when these guys, they hunker down and they just start battling away, and you'll see a bunch of big hits tonight.
Dill and Pig in the backfield. This is a give to Dill. Down right at the 10-yard line, and a pickup about a yard, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. They can get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown.
That's a tough handoff right there for Herndon. He has to almost wheel all the way around. You know, this is a variation of the wing tee, the way they run their offense, if you look at it. It's not a true wing tee with a slot that works in the backfield.
Second down this time, Troy Dill, the lone back, as Justin Pigg at the top of your screen. He'll give to Dill up the middle. One tackle broken, but he'll be tackled at about the 7, and a pickup of 3 will bring up a huge third down. Similar drives here. Both teams have success moving the football, but they get down inside the 15, and now it's a huge third down. White House could not convert on their third down, settle for a field goal. Greenbrier's got a big third down here.
I look for them to go back to that little rollout and give Herndon the run-pass option right here. Don't be surprised if they drag the tight end and work some combination with the 2 receivers on the left side.
Pigg and Dill in the backfield. Herndon under center. Herndon has not run the football yet. He will keep it here. He's got blockers in front, around the corner. First down, touchdown.
Wow.
Kyle Herndon from 7 yards.
Good choice by Coach Williams. Gets Herndon on the edge and gives him a run-pass option. Nice play fake. Works the edge. You see Big Robertson out in front of him. Makes a great block, and Herndon finishes it with a little cut. Nice-looking play. Good drive. Both these teams have come out with 2 nice drives back-to-back.
Greenbrier with the extra point attempt here. Josh Shooter to extend the lead. Hold is down. Kick is up, and it is good. Greenbrier answers. 3:34 as I heard one parent yell as before the game, be the class that ends the streak. Yelling to the senior class. They're off to a good start on CSS.
Rising fuel costs can put a drain on anyone's budget. Experts agree the best way to save money on gas is to maintain proper tire inflation. So how would you like to improve your gas mileage without spending a dime? During our Inflate, Rotate, and Evaluate event at all of our Firestone Complete Auto Care locations, we'll inspect and rotate your tires and ensure proper tire inflation for maximum gas mileage at no cost to you. Just one of the many fuel-saving services we provide at your local Firestone Complete Auto Care location nearest you.
ESPN College Game Day is at the top of its game because everything changes on game day.
An hour and a half and it just all comes together.
The schools, the fans, the picks, and you never know what you'll get from Chris, Kirk, and Lee.
Not so fast, my blue-eyed handsome friend.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Watch UT versus South Carolina Saturday night at 6:45 p.m. on ESPN2.
And there you see Mr. Herndon, the 7-yard touchdown run to give Greenbrier the 7-3 lead. And Pat Sperduto, 3:34 to go in the opening quarter. You see the 9-play, 55-yard drive after the nice kick return gave Greenbrier good field position to start things. Just how we kind of thought it. Run, a couple of big hits, well played.
Absolutely clean. We haven't seen many flags yet.
Saw one and it got picked up.
That's right. Hey, we gotta go out and call them out right now. Greenbrier, hands down. All these other high schools have been great, but they take the title once again.
Best hospitality by far, with all due respect.
Number one, no offense to anybody else, but
Coach
there's
Elson,
more food up here.
Coach Elson and the folks at Christ Presbyterian Academy were very nice, but not even close on this one. Ladd says, I will take this. Football's on the ground. He'll hand it off at the 10-yard line, and he'll get up to the 27-yard line. Some confusion back there with Payne and Ladd. Ladd says, I've got to have it. It almost got him in trouble with a knee down.
But Payne knew, hey, if Ladd wants it, let's give it to him.
Pat Sperduto, our Wendy's High School Heisman. Sarah Hodges, our 4.66 GPA, also played volleyball, basketball, softball, and the president of the FCA, and very active in her community. Our Wendy's High School Heisman, Sarah Hodges. Congratulations, Sarah.
How do you get a 4.66?
You're very smart, Pat.
That's you and me combined with everybody in the truck at the same time.
Cheating. 27-yard line is where White House will start. Throw it out to Ladd. One hops and it'll be incomplete. And the idea here, Pat, is throw it out there, get it in his hands. If he makes a guy miss, it could be a touchdown.
Right, and that's what they're trying to do. They know that he's going to draw too much of a crowd right now running through off the tackles and inside the gaps. Let's try to get him out there where he only has 1 or 2 guys to beat as opposed to 9 in the box.
Second down and 10. Football rests at the 27-yard line. Again, this is for the region title. White House 4-1 in region play. Greenbrier undefeated at 5-0. White House's one loss in region play, a 7-point game at Pearl Cone.
Right. And Greenbrier.
Pearl Cone's one loss to Greenbrier.
Right.
Give Ladd. Makes the man miss. If he gets outside, he's gone. Can Herndon run him down with the eagle?
He's trying.
30, 25, and you will not catch it. Hello, Ricky Ladd.
Wow.
73 yards.
Wow. I like the counter play right there. Nice blocking. And Ladd, once he got to that second level, it was over. He was gone. Watch right here. Look at the guard pull, the tackle pull, little counter tray. He gets a great read, and then off to the races in honor of Joe Williams.
3:06 to go, 73 yards. And, Pat, I had a chance to meet Ricky Ladd a year ago at an awards banquet we had. Yes, sir, no, sir, kid. Look you in the eye, shake your hand, and that's exactly what Coach said. He said, you will be the quietest kid on the field. Not very quiet on that one.
No, well, he made noise, but it wasn't with his mouth.
Extra point attempt here to extend the lead. Kick is up, and it is good. How about that answer for White House? You don't win state championships and have the pride that they have at White House to just come in here and lay down after Greenbrier with a nice drive, and you give it to one of the best backs in the mid-state.
That'll add to his 1,200-yard total and 19 touchdowns. How about 20? And now he's got to be near 1,300 yards.
He's over 1,300 yards now. It's 20 touchdowns. Joe Williams, the third member of our crew, is down and outside enjoying the elements on this chilly night.
Hey, you know, it's kind of like a Nashville Cats game. Pat Peruto can take you 17 points in 9 minutes. The Cats, of course, come back this fall. CatsOnline.com. Go see them and get your season tickets and be ready to go. The next season, this will end shortly, but the fun starts indoors shortly. Pat, you guys are going to have a ball this year.
Joe, you got to find your way up to this booth and try some of this food, because I'll tell you right now, we haven't finished the first quarter, and I've eaten everything in sight.
Well, I noticed nothing came to the sideline, guys. You know, the sideline reporters and the cameraman got left out.
All I know is Coach Williams' wife's mushrooms. They're not very good, so nobody else try those.
Stuffed mushrooms, homemade chicken noodle soup, sandwiches, chicken tenders, cookies, fruit.
You name it. Rice Krispie treats, ham sandwiches.
And a heck of a football game.
How about the chicken noodle soup?
A heck of a football game here. 10-7 your score. White House leads. We'll see if a good return can be had again by Greenbrier. Herndon fumbles it at the 1, picks it up, has a couple of blocks in front. He's got a wall. If he can get one more block, he's got an angle. 40, all the way across midfield. He's got a man on his heels at the 45, and he's going to be tripped up. 2 big kick returns for Greenbrier have given them great field position, and this return of 67 yards.
What did I say, a 20-17 game? Okay, that shows you how much I know. This thing here, how about anything you can do, I can do better. And watch the block by number 7 for Greenbrier, Alex Mabry. Watch this block coming up right there. Look at that. Deke Leader just absolutely annihilates his guy, then makes another block right there, another pancake, and then Herndon's off to the races and being hawked down from behind. Maybe he feels him. Oh, just gets him.
Nice job by Dill as well in the block. They give it to Pig. This time he'll run a man over inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. He'll pick up 5 or 6 yards. And Pat, when you look at this, we couldn't have had a better first quarter thus far on a great night, great hospitality with so much on the line.
It's ridiculous. I mean, this is just genius coming up here for this game, because this has been a blast already, and we haven't even. Don't try to take credit, all you guys. I told you I love this place.
You know who gets credit. We'll give it to Travis Porterfield.
It's Travis. We'll give it to Travis. Travis, we love you.
He's the same guy that picked the 6 blowouts we've had this year, too. Where there's credit, there's always blame. Motion man, this time they come back inside. It'll be very close to a first down as Dill gets the carry. First time we've seen that play there, Pat, with a little movement there from the wingback.
Right, what happens is they make it look like they're going to run that outside play, and Dill plants and cuts back. Watch right here. See him cut back underneath. Nice play. And again, I'm going to say it. Number 14, Zach Wood, has hit everything in sight for White House.
7 tackles already here in the first quarter for Zach Wood. Under 2 minutes to play. It will be a first down. Football rest at the 23-yard line. Hill with 25 yards here in the early going. And again, 2 big kick returns have Greenbrier knocking on the door again, and it was the Ricky Ladd show on the final drive that's got White House on top. Herndon give right side. Nice job by the White House defense. And again, he won't get credit for the stop there, but you saw number 70 in the backfield, Caleb Osbrooks, who forced that play to go a little bit more outside.
A lot of times when you play good defense, right there you see Osbrooks right now takes out the puller, and everybody else jumps in on the tackle. But you're right, you got to give him a little bit of credit right there.
Pickup of a couple will bring up 2nd and 8. We'll go under a minute to play in the opening quarter here in Bobcat country. My other favorite reasons for coming up here, Pat, is you get to go by the old Guns and Leather store.
You love that place,
I do. It's like when
they get a plug every single week.
It's like when you go to Wisconsin, you get shoes and cheese.
How about
you get
Bob
Guns and
Cuts?
Leather. Bob Cuts is good too. 2nd down and 8. This time Herndon comes with the option. He's going to keep it. He's got the corner. 1st down and more inside the 10. And Greenbrier's knocking on the door here at the end of the 1st quarter.
How about the play fake? The play fake was excellent to Dill. Watch the belly play right here. He fakes the belly play to Dill, pulls it out. Everybody bites, and then Herndon gets a great read from his tailback, cuts back, and makes the rest on himself. Following the footsteps of his brother, who I thought was one of the better players in the state last year, Herndon's done a whale of a job so far. 1st and goal inside the 5.
There you see Herndon, 2 carries, 24 yards, had the touchdown on the opening drive. This time gives to Justin Pigg. Touchdown!
Wow.
4 yards out. And how about this? Good push from the offensive line and great effort from Justin Pigg.
I'm telling you, we're in for a great game, Blake. These guys have gone at it toe-to-toe. You couldn't ask for a better heavyweight fight. Watch Pigg right here, driving through, and then reaches out and gets it across the goal line. Great run.
Extra point attempt to extend the Greenbrier lead is up, and it is good. 14-10 with 17 seconds to go in the opening quarter. You said it best, Pat. A heavyweight fight. Punch, come back with a punch. We're not going to lay down. Our fathers and brothers played here.
Hey,
there's a streak here. No, this is for a region title. We're going to throw a punch back.
No bobbing and weaving. This is just, let's go toe-to-toe, and let's see who's going to punch you in the mouth last.
Pat, you know, when
I love it.
You look at this and you look at where you and I, we've been around football for a long, long time, but in this small town field, people don't realize how much this means to this community. You mentioned you got up here at 3:30 this afternoon. They were out tailgating. And on the far side, over on the White House sideline, you've got the trucks backed up on the field there and folks tailgating still in the game right now. Fires burning in places to keep people warm. And I mean, it's just an unbelievable atmosphere here at Greenbrier.
You know what it is? It's just a sense of pride and community. And that's why, you open by calling this God's country, because these people have so much pride in their community and so much pride in each other. And that's why, I mean, White House is the same type of community. Don't kid yourself. So is in Portland. So is in all these places up here. I'm going to tell you right now, I love coming up here. I'm honored to be part of this right here and honored to be here.
It is a lot of fun, and Pat's not just saying that because he has stuffed his face for the last hour and a half.
No, the people here, like I said, I mean, I got up here early and they've been fantastic. How many people have come up and said thank you for coming, and how much they appreciate it, and how much they appreciate what we do for high school football. And this is it. It's Friday night, Greenbrier, high school football. Everybody's here, no question.
Sooners set to kick. Be a short kick. They'll kick it away from Ladd. Football's on the ground. We'll pick it up now, and White House will have it at the 27-yard line. But a nice job by the special teams of Greenbrier, and right now they're winning this game because their special teams has won the first quarter.
It's been fantastic. If you look at what they've done on special teams, they've stayed in the game because they've dealt with every facet of the game. They gave up one big home run defensively. They gave up a long drive defensively. They came back and punched it in twice now to take this lead, and now White House comes back. Let's see what they got in the gun.
This time Hargrove, the lone back. Ladd is in the slot with 3 receivers for Townsend. Townsend's going to throw it to Ladd, and again, he one-hops it. They've thrown 3 passes to Ladd. One's been completed. The other 2 have one-hopped him. If you don't throw it a lot, people say, oh, that's an easy pass. That's not an easy pass to throw.
That's actually a hard pass because you got to make sure it's going forward and not backwards, so it's not a lateral. And it's really a tough throw. The quarterback has to rise up immediately. Any penetration by the lineman, and it's ruined. And it's a tough throw because you have to have some finesse. The receiver also has to belly backwards, so that's a hard route for him to run, too.
Nonetheless, it's 2nd and 10 for White House. Their fans on their feet and cheering, trying to get some momentum on that far sideline.
I think both these coaching staffs are great. What they've done, they've found different ways to succeed.
Ricky Ladd in the backfield now in the I formation. He'll get it on the delay. Makes a man miss. He'll slip up and be brought down right at the 30-yard line on the final play of the quarter. What a first quarter it was. 14-10. Greenbrier leads White House. It's a Region 4 3A region title on the line. It's 23 years of history on the line as well on CSX.
Like you get a football fix after January? Nashville Cats Arena Football keeps the football fun coming all year round. Get a full season of the excitement for as low as just $45. The best seats are going fast, so get yours today by calling 615-565-4700 or order online at catsonline.com. Football season doesn't end in January. It just comes inside.
What you wish you could do in real life, now you can do at VX.com. Just click Auto on COMCAST.net.
And welcome back. The young fan. I'm back alone because Pat Perduno's decided to go to the buffet line here from the...
I went to the soup. How about soup?
I can't express to you enough the amount of food that the folks from Greenbrier have provided. I mentioned, we've mentioned a couple times on television, and then I mentioned on radio this week, and all of a sudden, Pat, you started getting calls.
I'm eating right here.
Pat,
where are you?
Those are stuffed mushrooms.
Stuffed mushrooms, the soup. I mean, this is ridiculous.
It is truly unbelievable.
Hey, I'm trying to get part of these women to do the wife swap. You ever see that show? I want to get the wife swap. I want to get all these wives to come
family
and cook,
entertainment
and cook
show.
for my family. I'm gonna give my wife away. Maybe she can learn how to cook up here.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that conversation tonight. Laura, you can come stay with me. Nonetheless, second quarter, 14-10. Back to the I formation with Ladd in the backfield. It's third down. Ladd gets the carry. Nowhere to go. Good job by the Greenbrier defense, and it all started with Ryan Dickerson, the linebacker, with great penetration.
Run blitz. How about the run blitz call? I love it. What a great call by the defensive coaches for Greenbrier. They go with the run blitz and take their shot.
And now we'll see our first punt of the game. But a heck of a job with the run blitz. And again, when they've gone to the I formation, they've known where Ladd was going to go.
Nice play call defensively.
Jeffrey Sanders stands back at his own 36-yard line for the Bobcats, set to receive. The punt. High snap. Johnson gets a nice White House bounce inside the 25 down to the 20-yard line. A great punt. Just over 11 minutes to play. A flag comes flying in late here, and this may improve Greenbrier's field position.
Right. At one point, it was going to be a horrible situation for Greenbrier because they were pinned so far back, but I think it's going to be a personal foul.
A 55-yard punt. We're going to have to wait and see what the crew saw here. Lots of discussion. This is only first flag got picked up. We'll have to wait and see if we have our first penalty of the game. Lots of debating going on here, Pat.
Right. I think the debate is whether it was a personal foul, and that's really the only thing I think they can call is personal foul against one of the returners. I mean, one of the kicking teams, because they drove one of the returning members into the football. This isn't even a replay game.
We'll take a break. We'll find out what the guys from Foot Locker decided after this. You're watching the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week on CSS.
Mark, what did I tell you about skateboarding in the house? Ah, report card.
This moment brought to you by Sylvan Learning Center. We identify your child's unique needs, followed by individual attention, with flexible hours and progress reports.
His teacher recommended Sylvan, and what a difference.
Regal Furniture in Smyrna has been serving Middle Tennessee since 1958. We're family owned and sell the same name brand furniture as the big guys, only we sell it for less. Our building isn't pretty, but it's paid for. That's why we can sell for less. Plus, we'll deliver it for free. Take the short money-saving drive to Smyrna and see the Regal difference for yourself. Big name brands and small town prices. That's Regal Furniture in downtown Smyrna.
14-10, you saw as we were going to the break, a personal foul called on White House gives the football up to the 35-yard line, and that's where Greenbrier will start. They start at their own 35, which is the worst field position of any of their 3 drives thus far. Both their first 2 drives have ended in a touchdown.
Well, special teams again plays a role for the 3rd time tonight for Greenbrier.
Herndon under center. Will throw. He's going to take a shot deep. Throws it up, and it's going to be incomplete. Ball out of bounds. Decided to take a shot down the near sideline and get it in the hands of Sanders. An interesting call there on first down.
Well, no, it's not. I think it's actually a good call. You got to do something. You got to loosen them up as soon as you can, and that's what he did. He loosened them up. He figures they're going to start creeping up in the box, and they're not going to give him anything up there.
Football at the 35-yard line. Our Wendy's scholar athlete Jordan Smith from White House not only does a great job under the lights, but also in the classroom. Our Wendy's scholar athlete from White House. On Greenbrier, the big fella up front, starting at center, Mr. Dale Crissell, our Wendy's scholar athlete.
He's a really good football player.
Big left side, up to about the 40-yard line or so. They'll give him 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd down situation. And again, on both 3rd downs thus far, they have converted. And again, here you see it. White House was forced to punt on their last drive. Can their defense step up and get it back in the offense's hands?
Just like we said, this has been a heavyweight battle now, and this is a counterpunch. They got to come right back with the same dose of medicine that they just took. Maybe a rollout again.
And with the option on 3rd down a bit ago. They'll go with the rollout here. Looks for the tight end down the middle of the field. Will they get a flag? The home side wanted a flag to come flying. They do not get it as they try to get it to Tyler Lynch. But a nice job by the White House defense, and they will force a punt. So we see big plays in the first quarter, and here in the second quarter, 2 stops by the defenses.
Right, and that shouldn't be a penalty. It was close. It was close.
Ryan Mash on the coverage, and again, Ricky Ladd will go back to return this punt. Your Greenbrier, I don't think you kick it too close to him.
No, you got to keep it away from him. He's too dangerous with this much field to play.
Joe Dan Cornett set the punt. Ladd stands at his own 27-yard line. Low snap, one hops it. Nice pickup. This will be a line drive punt, but will die down. Whoa. And White House falls on it. Now Greenbrier's got it back. We may have a turnover here. I do not know why, but White House jumped on the football.
I think that he thinks it might have hit him in the leg.
Danny Chris, and then Greenbrier picked it up. But they give it to White House. Right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at it when we come back on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. 9:52 to play. 14-10. Greenbrier leads White House.
Let the people that outfit your favorite college and high school teams outfit you. Nashville Sporting Goods is who schools in this area trust to make them look their best. For over 50 years, we've been getting teams ready for the big game. Now you can have that same look and custom fit. Shoulder pads, helmets, bats, uniforms, and much more can all be found at Nashville Sporting Goods. We carry quality name brands like Nike, Russell, Gatorade, and Schutt at very competitive prices. So make the short trip downtown to Nashville Sporting Goods just off the Church Street exit and let the games begin.
Hi, this is Chris Fowler. ESPN is proud once again to be a part of Nashville's holiday tradition. The Big Ten and SEC, Music City, USA, college football excitement at its finest in one of the best cities in America. Join us at the Coliseum as we bring in the new year with a bang at the Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl presented by Bridgestone. Hope you enjoy the game.
Get your bowl tickets today. Call Ticketmaster at 255-9600 or visit them at Ticketmaster.com.
And welcome back. 14-10. Greenbrier leads White House 11:02. There you see the big fella, our Wendy's Scholar athlete. You saw the play, the punt, Pat, just before we went to the break. Probably saw it during the break. Who knows when you might have seen it. But the ball was on the turf. White House, for whatever reason, Danny Chris jumped out on it, and then all of a sudden Greenbrier says, well, we've got it.
I think that he thinks, watch right here, I think that he thinks that it might have hit his teammate, so he jumps on it thinking it hit number 7.
And then there you see Greenbrier takes it away, but they said he would rule it down. Nonetheless, White House has it on their own 26-yard line. Give Ladd, right side, makes one man miss, tries to bounce it outside. He is slammed to the turf.
Man, that was number 42 right there, Michael Say. Ooh. C came up with a little White House for Lighthouse. Oh, he brought it all. He said, hey, this guy's too hard to tackle. Let's just try to get him down good.
14-10, 9:20 to play in the opening half.
You know, Ladd reminds me a little bit of the kid we saw at Pope John, Golden Tate. Same type of start and stop.
I formation again after the gain of 6. Give to the first man through, and there is nowhere to go.
That was a good football play by this. This guy's played a whale of a game, Robertson, already. I mean, Devin Robertson is in the backfield and takes the fullback immediately.
Robertson, the same we saw as the offensive guard, pulling out, leading the block on the offensive side of the ball.
That is a good defensive play. Sheds his blocker immediately and penetrates, makes a big play. And another big third down again.
Again, we saw 24 combined points in the first quarter. Here in the second, not much offense at all. This time, Ladd remains the tailback in the offense. Most of the first quarter, he was lined up in the slot. Third down for Townsend. Who will look to throw. Ladd will stay in the block. Townsend's got a man, and he throws it into the crowd. Fourth down, and the Greenbrier defense holds again, and the special teams will hustle out onto the football field.
That is another big stop for this Greenbrier Bobcat squad right there. Big stop.
Jeffrey Sanders stands back at his own 37-yard line. Just about the exact same spot they punted a bit ago and got a 50-yard punt from Douglas Johnson. The 15-yard penalty moved it up. Greenbrier was not able to do anything and had to punt it back. We'll see what Johnson can get off here. It was a high snap last time, a good one here. It gets off a high kick into the night. Will bounce at the 42 and goes straight out of bounds. Good field position for the Bobcats.
Goes out of bounds at about the Greenbrier 37-yard line. That's where the Bobcats will have it first.
Our Wendy's High School Heisman, Samuel Macroom from Coffee County Central High, our state finalist, a 4.0 GPA, captain of the basketball and the golf team, state treasurer of the Business Professionals of America. Congratulations, Samuel, one of our other state finalists on the Wendy's High School Heisman. We'll take a look at a couple of more throughout the evening. Now as we see, 8:08 to go in the opening half, 14-10. Herndon under center, Greenbrier leading by 4. And nowhere to go. Gosh. He ran into a wall, still was able to get up and get a couple of yards, but I'm telling you, Rogers Gaines, he may be upset that you're not sharing his food.
How about this? He's just a sophomore at 6'5", 6'6", 341. Look at it. That's Mount Gaines right there. That guy right there is a mountain. Only a sophomore. Can you imagine how good he's going to be in 2 years?
Man, Greenbrier was able to get up to the 40-yard line.
And they have another mountain on the other side, number 69. He's another big fella.
Zach Pillar?
Yeah, no, Lee Bauman, 6'5", 330.
Flags come flying. We'll have our second penalty of the football game.
Prior to the snap, offside defense.
What's going on? Oh. How about the mountains? Don't mess with them in the huddle.
Big boys are pushing people around in their own huddle.
Guys.
And about 3.
They'll move the chain up to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 3. Second quarter, 14-10. Greenbrier leads again. And look back to the year they had, Pat. You were in Murfreesboro as they lost to Knoxville Fulton. Great school name, 34-6 in the finals there. But it was a great year for Greenbrier. Second down throw, complete. First down and more for the Bobcats. Is Alex Mabry with the catch.
Late, I think it's a late flag in there, too. Or was it a beanbag? You got a flag in there.
See what the crew saw in this one. And after a first quarter that was well played with no flags, now all of a sudden we've seen a couple. White House believes this one is going to go against Greenbrier.
It's that same bootleg right there. I think you're going to block in the back.
In the back.
That'll move it back, and you hate to see it after a big game. Something that I guess folks in this area have kind of gotten accustomed to with a lot of their teams, whether it's the Volunteers or the Titans or whoever. Big plays moving back, and offense is struggling because of that. Well, maybe it's something in the air.
It could be. But right there, that bootleg play, I think they found something that works real well. The bootleg play, he fakes the handoff, rolls out, watch right here, sees his tight end on the drag, and I think you're going to see right there, number 84. It's close. I don't know if I would have called that one.
But nice job, nice tackle by Ricky Ladd, who's done a nice job not only running the football with the big 73-yard touchdown run.
Here.
W.O. Smith style. Over here.
Here. They'll put it at the 47. And they'll measure it because, again, it's a spot foul to move it back. And it's going to be very close to a first down. It'll be either 2nd and inches or, in fact, a first down. We'll see what the crew saw. 7 minutes, 2 seconds to play in the opening.
After such fireworks that first quarter, pace has slowed down. You've seen the defenses have taken over. How about that? We've got about a half an inch, an inch.
It's where you love to do quarterback keepers, get the first down, and move it on.
Absolutely. Move those chains. Move those chains. And this could be 4-down territory right now unless they get a tackle for a loss.
Inches here, and again, Herndon under center. To give first down. Across midfield, and again, when you have Troy Dill and Justin Pigg along with Herndon, you've got some options.
And point of attack, Crystal. I mean, he's a good center. I like this kid a lot. He's a good linebacker and a good center. He's the point of attack, being in the middle of that line. Watch right there. Just gets a good block, just enough movement, gets the fullback in front of him, first down.
Football at the 49-yard line, and the clock's now starting to move. If Greenbrier can find a way to put this in before the half, they've got to feel very good about themselves. Herndon to throw. Rolls, and it's almost intercepted. Tried to get it to his tight end, but a nice job defensively by Caleb Osbrooks. We've called his name 2 or 3 times here in the opening half.
And Osbrooks does a great job. He knows the bootleg is coming. Watch him right here. Takes on the lead blocker, sheds him, and gets his hands up because he has to know the drag of the tight end is coming behind him. Osbrooks makes a very fine defensive play right there.
Pat, what have both these teams done defensively to adjust? First half, we saw big plays and move. But this quarter, we've seen virtually nothing offensively.
I think because they've hunkered down in the sense of just being able to control the line of scrimmage defensively. You see the big bodies for White House to control the line of scrimmage now, and the same thing for Greenbrier. When they've gotten on defense, they've controlled the line of scrimmage.
A gain of 3. Joe Williams, what do you have for us?
Well, you know, guys, one of the things that you'll see on all the Greenbrier players' helmets, the insignia of the 278th. There's been a lot of talk about those guys coming back from Iraq and overseas and finally making it home after 11 months. I tell you what, the folks here in Greenbrier and all through the county awful proud. I think all the mid-state is too. So hopefully they'll get a chance to maybe see their high school team compete in the playoffs when this is all over. They'll be home in time for that, hopefully.
Thank you, Joe. And again, we appreciate their service very, very much. 2nd and 7 Herndon to throw. Now he's going to tuck it under and run. Cuts up across the 45. Is going to be tripped up well short of the first down. Back at the 43-yard line. He's going to be about 4 yards short. You're kind of in that no man's land here.
Right, and Osbrooks makes another good play on the edge. Watch again, the same play, that same bootleg. As they roll to the outside, Osbrooks knows, hey, I got to keep him inside, and then shoestring tackle.
You're going to go ahead and send the punter out here, up by 4. 4th and a long 4 from the 43.
I think this is a good call. You pin him in deep, and hopefully your defense steps up again.
Ladd stands back at his own 15. Line drive punt will bounce and take a Bobcat bounce inside the 10, and it's going to be down at the 1-yard line. Ooh, heck of a job. A 42-yard punt by Cornett. We'll take a break. 4:52 to go in the opening half. Greenbrier 14, White House 10 on CSS.
Now, there's a place where college never ends. Fox College Sports. The network that brings you the most comprehensive college sports coverage anywhere. With unprecedented live event coverage, coaches shows, and news from the biggest and the best of the NCAA. This is the network college sports fans always dreamed of.
Watch Fox College Sports on COMCAST Digital Cable.
I promise.
I promise. I promise a Chevy Cobalt with more standard horsepower than Civic or Corolla, plus a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Cobalt from Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America.
Lease an 06 Cobalt LT2 Cooper sedan for around $179 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for important lease details.
That's the Chevy Total Value Promise, and it starts right here.
Visit your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer for the #1 selling cars and trucks.
Great punt, pinning White House at their own 1-yard line. They're going to spot it actually at about the 2-yard line. There you see Coach is going to say, I'm going to tie my shoe up real tight because this one is going to be a dogfight from here on out. And again, this would appear to be the Ricky Ladd show here with only 4:52 to go in the half.
What a battle,
you don't want to get cute down here in your own territory.
No, you want to be smart. You want to just feed Ladd so you can get some room. How about that shot right there? That's a coach's shot right there, the end zone shot. I love it. Good job by our camera crew.
Townsend run blitz coming. They give to Ladd. Not much running room, but he breaks a tackle and gets all the way out to the 7-yard line. Had the run blitz up the middle. He saw it, made a man miss, and picked up about 5.
Remember, when you run the run blitz, it's feast or famine. You're either going to make a big play and a big stop, or he's going to break it and end up taking it right there. They were lucky because that linebacker slides over and makes the play. Number 12, Troy Dill.
Clock continues to run. 14-10. Bobcats lead the Blue Devils. 2 receivers all the way to the top of your screen. 7 carries, 89 yards, 73 of that on 1 carry. Ladd, the tailback in the I formation, gets the carry. Gets a great block from his fullback. He'll be up close to a first down. At the 11, Pat, I think he's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, I think he'll be just short, too. But, I mean, go back to that start and stop. I mean, he is so good at it. He fields the first guy attacking him, and he does such a great job of changing direction. Watch this. He stopped right there, cuts back, and then look at him turn his feet. For a little guy in stature, he runs like a big guy.
3rd and 1. We keep our eye on Aaron Hargrove, who went off the field. The fullback limping, and a new fullback is in that backfield.
Can you say Mr. Ladd?
Townsend under center. Give Ladd right side, nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere to go. Troy Dill is working on being the Iron Man of the game. He's run the ball well, and here with a huge stop.
Watch this hit. Troy Dill off the edge. Shed. What a great play. He does a great job. That's hard to teach. You teach those guys to get your hands inside so you can shed.
Pat, I hate to bring this up, but again, Hargrove has done a great job as a lead blocker, was off the field there, and you saw the replacement come in and hit nobody in the hole.
Right, and you're right. Without Hargrove, it makes it a lot harder. But Troy Dill, what a fantastic job. That's great technique. That's good coaching right there. As Dill steps up, he's been coached to use his hands to get inside the offensive lineman, or the fullback in this case, and shed him. You use your hands, you get inside, and then you can throw him either way. If his hands are outside, he's going to get trucked and pancaked.
Greenbrier takes a timeout on 4th down with 2:54 to play in the opening half. They set themselves up to get pretty good field position. Joe Williams, what do you have for us?
Well, I was just going to tell you, we were going over to check on Aaron Hargrove. He's headed back in. Something, though, that you may not know, this kid's a second-generation athlete. His father, Richard, was a multiple-time winner at Highland Rim Speedway, not far from here, but spent a great deal of his career racing and winning at the old Fairgrounds Speedway.
Leave it to Joe Williams to work in the race knowledge.
Get it in there.
Joe's taking me to a race. We already discussed it.
All right, Joe Williams, who's winning in Atlanta this weekend?
You mean Sunday?
Yeah.
The driver who finishes 500 miles first.
Oh, you are just such a genius.
Politically correct. Come on, take a shot. Say Jeff Gordon.
Jimmy Johnson, the defending champion. How about that knowledge?
My guy, Tony Stewart.
Punting out of his own end zone for White House. Has done a nice job thus far. Douglas Johnson. Good snap and a nice kick. Send Greenbrier all the way back across the 50.
He was tempted, wasn't he?
And he'll be downed at the 43-yard line, and that's where the Bobcats will take over. Nice field position, a couple of timeouts, 2:42 to play. And again, if you're Kirk Williams, you got to say, okay, we want points, but let's just don't make a mistake as well. We need to go into the half at least with our 4-point lead. He'd like to extend it to an 11-point lead.
If you can get the 3 or the 7, in this case, you're 2 scores up, and that would be very, very big.
How about this football game, Pat? We see the first quarter, it's a shootout. In the second quarter, the offenses can't do anything.
Well, really what's happened is good coaching. Usually defenses dominate with good coaching, and you're seeing it right here. 2 good defensive teams just battle, and it's tooth and nail. They're going to just keep punching each other all night long.
Dill and Pig in the backfield behind Herndon at the 43. Herndon to throw. Has time and has a man. It's going to be incomplete. Tried to get it to Reesner, who's got 1 catch earlier in the football game. It's incomplete. It'll bring up a second down at the 43. And again, when you say be careful, if you have to step up and punt, you're punting at the lad.
Right, and you don't want to do that. But the good thing is, if you are punting at the lad, he's going to be so far down that hopefully you don't give him a chance to get a return. So that's the first time you've seen Herndon drop back and throw. So far, everything that he's been effective with has been on the bootleg or the rollout.
Yeah, the only other time he did, it was just a 3-step and threw it up on the fade down the sideline, which was an incomplete as well. This time they come with the trap footballs on the ground.
You said it, be careful. And there's a prime example where you better be careful.
Pig falls back on it at the 40, and a loss of 3 will bring up a 3rd and 13.
And that's a tough inside handoff right there. As they roll out, the quarterback has to adjust back to his left hand to get that inside handoff. That makes it tough.
Clock will go under 2 minutes to play on this one. You have to think if you're White House, if you get a stop, use a timeout and at least give Ladd some opportunity. If you're Greenbrier, you'd like to pick up 13 yards or more, move the chains, and try and extend your lead before the half. Big in the backfield. They'll fake. Herndon will roll. Now look to throw. Now he's going to look. He's got all kinds of room to run. He throws it downfield. It's going to be incomplete. Had the entire sideline. Now White House will not have to use a timeout on the incomplete. We'll stop the clock with 1:45 to play.
That bootleg has been very effective, but this time everybody clamped onto the tight end. Herndon thought he had a shot at the receiver downfield. Look at, he's trying to roll out to the left, and he just jots back, and the receiver runs a corner route backside.
Osbrooks putting the pressure again.
He's done a good job off that edge.
Ladd stands at his own 29-yard line here on 4th and 13. You have to think, kick it away from a low snap. Is going to one-hop it. Football is loose, and White House is going to pick it up.
Well, it's not going to make a difference because White House is going to get the ball right there.
White House will have the football at their own at the 20-yard line here. It doesn't matter who touched it or where it went. It's going to be either 4th down and turnover on downs or a fumble for White House, and they'll have it at the 20-yard line. And there's the mistake that White House was looking for.
Yeah, and Coach Williams told him before the game, turnovers, this is as good as a turnover, as good as a fumble or an interception taken back, because the ball is like a little slippery pig there, huh?
It was, and it's exactly it. 1:31, still 91 seconds to go in the half, and the momentum has shifted from the green and white over to the blue and white. Now it's going to be on the Bobcat defense to come up with a stop here at the own 20, and that's why these Greenbrier fans are on their feet. They realize how big this one is. I formation, Ladd is the tailback here on first down for the Blue Devils.
Big splits again.
Delay to Ladd. He'll make a couple of guys miss.
Golly, you were right about him, Blake. He's got that start and stop. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, he should have been tackled for a loss right there.
They'll take a timeout. White House will. 1:19 to play. After a pickup of a couple, it'll bring up 2nd and 8 from the 18-yard line. And again, you'd have to think, Pat, that when the way they've changed things up, they have a package where Ladd goes out at the wide receiver and they swing it out to him. They haven't run much of that here in the second quarter after Townsend one-hopped him a couple of throws.
Yeah, I mean, they've pulled off of it. Townsend started out with a couple good completions and then kind of has struggled. But to his defense, those are some tough passes. Those bubble screens are really tough.
Some of our young fans here tonight on a chilly night. Happy Halloween weekend to all of those.
That's right, Halloween weekend.
What are the kids going to be?
I don't. Cosmo is the Fantastic Four. Sophia will always be a princess, and Rosie's gone through about 4 different costumes. So who knows with her?
How old is Rosie now?
7.
Going on 27.
Yes, she will be my attorney in about 15 years.
Yes. You're going to be needing an attorney?
Probably.
Ladd remains the tailback. Hargrove is back in as the lead back. Smith, the wide receiver at the top of your screen. Mash at the bottom. Townsend to throw. Blitz coming from the backside. He gets blown up, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. Townsend slow to get up, but Justin Pigg came on the blitz on the backside. Wow.
Oh, yeah, he had a bead on number 12 the whole way. He came off that edge. He was in the slot, came off the edge, came full speed, and had a bead on him the whole way. Look at right there. That's a serious lick. Wow. And then Pig knows, hey, just help him up. Let's go to the next play.
And now, Pat, football at the 18. From that point, it'd be a 35-yard field goal. They leave Ladd in the backfield, 2 receivers. You have to think this is Ladd territory in some form or fashion. Get it in your best player's hands. That's what they do. Blocker in front.
Ooh, I think he might just be
short. He is going to be short of the
about
first
a yard
down.
and a half short.
We'll have to see what they decide here. We'll go under a minute. The clock continues to run, and it will bring up a 4th, and they're going to say 2 yards.
Boy, they love that counter tray. They're running that to perfection.
White House will take a timeout with 52 seconds. 4th and 2. Pat, I think they go for it here. It's 4th and 2. They'll take a timeout here. Down 4. Cold night, slippery night. You've got the best back on the football field. Do you not hand it to him and say, you know what, if we're going to win this game, and send a message for the rest of the football game?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you got a good kicker. This is probably an easily makeable field goal for him. You go in 14-13. That's not that big a deal. It's a 2-point conversion if you go toe-to-toe the rest of the way. Or you come out, you get a stop, and you kick a field goal, you have the lead that way.
Football at the 13. It would be a 30-yarder. Jake Hunter already made a 25-yarder in this football game. I just think, having watched Coach Porter's team over the years, in a rivalry game like this, you've got the momentum here after the turnover. You've got a back that is picked up at 2 yards.
Here's the key. They're not, right now they're fighting for, because of Pearl Cohen's victory, they're fighting for second place. They know they're going to the playoffs. Why not take a shot? But my gut feeling tells me they kick this.
We'll see if the coach, radio guy, wins.
I bet you the radio guy's right, because I see Ladd still in that little grouping.
There you go. The years in the booth have paid off. Even though he's not paying much attention, maybe he just knows they're going to hand it to him and go get the first down. They will go for it here, at least line up to go for it. Still have 1 timeout remaining.
And they might try to hard count him to get them to jump, and if they don't get it, they call a timeout and kick it then. But
they go the full house backfield again. Keep your eye on number 23 in this backfield, Justin West. They like to give it to the second man when people key on Ladd on 4th and 2. West in motion now. They'll play action. They'll look for West. They've got a man in the end zone. Townsend throws it up for grabs. It'll be intercepted. Had him early.
let me say this. If I'm the coach, I'm going to give it to Ladd. That's just me.
Michael C. with the interception. Again, I'm like you. I don't mind.
He's got a guy right there. You see the wide receiver wide open. And then the corner falls off. Yep.
And makes the interception. Nice play by the Greenbrier defense. Don't mind the call. You're still within one play. But again, congratulations. And you've got to give a lot of credit to that Bobcat defense after the turnover on special teams to hold White House out of the end zone.
And I'm 90% sure Coach Williams is taking his squad in at the half.
Dill and Pig in the backfield. Herndon gives. Right side blocker in front. And Pig will pick up a couple to the 25-yard line. And they will let the clock run as neither coach will burn a timeout here.
Nope. Nope, we'll go in at the half, and we'll realize we dodged a bullet by playing good, sound defense.
Now they set the clock, and that'll do it. They won't run another play here, as Coach Williams says, no more. We see a 14-10 score at the end of the first quarter, and that's your score at the half as well. A well-played first half. Both teams with some opportunities. They took advantage. Both teams with opportunities and didn't take advantage of it. In an exciting first half. It's the only way it should be here in Bobcat country. 14-10 with the region title on the line. Greenbrier 5-0 in the region. White House 4-1. Could we have a three-way tie? Or does Greenbrier walk out of here 6-0 in region play? Joe Williams is going to have Coach Porter here in just a moment. We'll hear what he has to say. Joe Williams, I have a feeling that he's going to be disappointed that his offense did not take advantage of an opportunity there just before the half with great field position. And we'll talk to him. Joe Williams, let's hear from the man who runs things for the Blue Devils.
All right, Coach Porter, you don't look real happy right now.
Well, it's been a game of big plays. We haven't covered well in the kickoff, and then we had a chance to run a punt in, and we didn't get it done and didn't get any points out of it right there. So, 14-10, just got to go back and regroup.
Now, Midways, is this not a typical Greenbrier White House football game, though?
Yeah, it's just a hard-fought game. This is what high school football is all about. You got to love it.
He's smiling now. You got to love this one, too. Coach Porter, heading to the locker room, guys. 14-10. This is going to be a great second half.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Joe Williams will have halftime entertainment for you. It's 14-10. Greenbrier leads White House on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Monster Fest lives on AMC. For 9 relentless days and nights this October, AMC is nothing but the scariest, the creepiest, the best horror movies. Go to AMCTV.com now to enter our online House of Horrors. Monster Fest, October 23rd through the 31st, only on AMC.
Brought to you locally by AmSouth Bank, the relationship people.
Hi, I'm George Plaster. If you like the Titans, then you're going to love the new Titan Zone. It's only on demand and only on COMCAST. Catch my weekly updates from Baptist Sports Park with game highlights, post-game press conferences, and a behind-the-scenes look at your Tennessee Titans. The new Titan Zone is part of the NFL Network on demand, and it's available only to Comcast Digital cable subscribers. Comcast customers get it, satellite customers don't.
Where can a diehard fan like you get a football fix after January? Nashville Cats Arena Football keeps the football fun coming all year round. Get a full season of the excitement for as low as just $45. The best seats are going fast, so get yours today by calling 615-565-4700 or order online at catsonline.com. Football season doesn't end in January. It just comes in style.
Help victims of Hurricane Katrina and thousands of other disasters across the country each year.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl presented by Bridgestone halftime show. I'm Joe Williams, and it's a 14-10 contest here at one of the greatest places that you'd ever want to go to see a high school football game. Another one of those places probably is White House. And we have with us tonight the principal of White House, Mr. Jeff Cordell. And Mr. Cordell, welcome in to the broadcast. It has been one heck of a ball game.
Great first half. It's two great teams, and it doesn't surprise me. It's going to go down to the end.
Each week we get an opportunity to talk to the principals and administrators of different schools and talk a little bit about things other than just athletics. The halftime's only about 10 minutes. I'm not sure you've got enough time to cover everything.
Well, you better believe it. We got a great school, and it's every year. It's our students achieve, and the achievement scores, TCAP, Gateway, we're at the top of the chart, and it has a lot to do with our teachers. They go the extra mile. Our parents, the involvement of them are unbelievable, and and it takes them, working with the administration through the teachers to help, and the community. I mean, if we need any money or if we need anything, they are there for us. You can see tonight, they're here for us.
One of the things that a buddy of mine always says is BDP, Blue Devil Pride, and that's something that permeates the whole community, not just the school.
You better believe it. That's what it's all about. It is Blue Devil Pride, and it's not just football, but it is. We have a cheerleading competition tomorrow, and it's going to be there. And when we have Beta Club inductions, it's there, and it's just anything we do, Blue Devil Pride is a part of it.
At a time when we hear so much about schools struggling to build that kind of community support, how have you guys done that?
Well, I am reaping what some other people sowed. I'll be very honest with you. Dr. Hobbs was a principal for a long time at White House. Bobby Joe Langford, Bill Gash, and people like that is who has made this, and I'm just lucky to be a part of it.
As you go through, and this is our last game, you've got the whole rest of the school year to go through, and of course, you guys are going to wind up in the playoffs in football, and you've got basketball and all the other things to go. If you could pick one particular achievement for White House to pull out this year, what would it be?
Well, I think our main goal is we want every kid to graduate, and that's our main goal. If we have 100% graduate that walk that line, and I can shake their hand and hand a diploma, we've had a great year.
Fantastic answer, folks. Jeff Cordell, who is the principal up at White House High School. So glad to have him with us. We'll be back with more on the Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl presented by Bridgestone Halftime Show coming up right after this.
Steeped in tradition, it's the heart of every weekend, and it may be habit-forming.
Love this game, love this game.
When you love it this much, nothing else matters. ESPN Sunday Night Football. Sunday nights at 7:30, all season long on ESPN.
Tune in to the NFL on ESPN, brought to you locally by VHIX.com, your roadmap to the automotive world.
Rising fuel costs can put a drain on anyone's budget. Experts agree the best way to save money on gas is to maintain proper tire inflation. So how would you like to improve your gas mileage without spending a dime? During our Inflate, Rotate, and Evaluate event at all of our Firestone Complete Auto Care locations, we'll inspect and rotate your tires and ensure proper tire inflation for maximum gas mileage at no cost to you. Just one of the many fuel-saving services we provide at your local Firestone Complete Auto Care location nearest you.
CSN Sports has got you covered this football season. Tune in to see all the great action from your favorite team. See the Andy McCollum Show as the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee contend for a bowl bid and a Sun Belt title. Follow the Vanderbilt Commodores and Coach Bobby Johnson all season long on the Commodore Connection. Plus, keep up with the TSU Tigers on Inside TSU Football with new coach James Webster. Catch all the action on CSN 49 Monday through Wednesday or when you want to watch on COMCAST On Demand. COMCAST On Demand gives you the power to find out in-depth information on products, services, and the latest technology. Cooking a delicious meal has never been easier with a little help from Publix Apron's Simple Meals On Demand. See all the latest in technology and medical information from the TriStar family of hospitals. Comcast Digital Cable puts you in control with On Demand.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl presented by Bridgestone Halftime Show. I'm Joe Williams. 14-10's the score with the Bobcats of Greenbrier up on top of White House right now. We bring in the interim assistant principal, Mitzi Grogan, who was kind of drug into this, and I got to be real fair. I'm going to be more fair to her than anybody else before, and that is I have spent the last, 6 or 7 minutes trying to make her as nervous as possible. And my question is, did we succeed?
You did. You certainly did.
Well, good. That's a good start. Let's talk a little bit about Greenbrier High School. You know, this is one of our absolute, if not the absolute favorite place that we have to come for a ball game because of the atmosphere and everything else that's going on here. You get the band in the background, but there's so much more to the Bobcats than just a football team.
Well, and I was going to say just the tremendous support. You look around and look at the community, how they come out, and it's not just football. It's anything that we do here. There's always tremendous support from the community.
We asked Mr. Cordell from White House because he said much the same thing, and that is at a time when we're hearing how difficult it is to pull that kind of community support together. How do you guys do this? Because I'm sure a lot of it is long-term residents who live here, but I'll be honest with you, growing up on the east side of Nashville, there are at least 2 of my former classmates in your grandstands with kids who are going to school here.
Really? Yeah, and I know just last night we had a big thing at the school, trunk or treat, where student council pretty much heads it, but all the clubs get involved, and it was amazing the number of children and parents who came out. The parking lot was full, and it was just a really good night for everybody.
Now, as you look towards the rest of the school year, this is our last game of the year, so we're kind of winding down. You guys are really just starting to kick up, and you were kidding me about having the interim title on there. I get the feeling that if you want that to go away, that could probably happen. So how do you gear up for the rest of the year?
Oh, like I said, I just started in August, so I'm still learning a lot about the school, even though I grew up in Greenbrier and graduated from Greenbrier, just coming in, I'm still learning about the classes and the whole setup, but I'm tickled to be there, and it's a great place to work and be a part of.
We get a chance to gig coaches every once in a while about going home to coach. What's it like to come back home and be an assistant principal?
Oh, it's, you know, I've actually been at Greenbrier 12 years coaching volleyball, so I've been a part of that faculty for a while, but I'm certainly in a different role, and it's, you know, different shoes to fill, but I've really enjoyed it.
Last question, if these walls could talk, would they tell us anything we shouldn't know?
As far as?
About you, I mean, you know, coming back, I mean, we got to have something for the kids for later.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't have any secrets.
Thank you so much. Mitzi Groger, the interim assistant principal here at Greenbrier High School. We had to pick on her. It's our last one of the year, and we got to pick on her. That made it fun. We'll be back with more in just a couple of minutes. Stay with us right here on the High School Game of the Week.
Confused by the claims DSL's been making? Blah, blah, fast. Blah, blah, cool. Look, the fact is, COMCAST high-speed internet blows DSL away. We're talking speeds up to 5 times faster. More speed means you can do more online. With exclusive features that, well, DSL just doesn't have. So if you're settling for DSL, you're getting left behind. No wonder more people across America choose COMCAST high-speed internet. Call today for this great offer.
I promise.
I promise. I promise a Chevy Cobalt with more standard horsepower than Civic or Corolla, plus a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Cobalt from Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America.
Lease an 06 Cobalt LT2 Cooper sedan for around $179 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for important lease details.
That's the Chevy Total Value Promise, and it starts right here.
Visit your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer for the #1 selling cars and trucks.
Mark, what did I tell you about skateboarding in the house? Ah, report card.
This moment brought to you by Sylvan Learning Center. We identify your child's unique needs, followed by individual attention, with flexible hours and progress reports.
His teacher recommended Sylvan, and what a difference.
Now, there's a place where college never ends. Fox College Sports. The network that brings you the most comprehensive college sports coverage anywhere. With unprecedented live event coverage, coaches shows, and news from the biggest and the best of the NCAA. This is the network college sports fans always dreamed of.
Watch Fox College Sports on COMCAST Digital Cable.
And welcome back to the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. The Bobcats 14, the Blue Devils 10. your halftime score. Don't forget, I've got a website you need to check out. It's MusicCityBowl.com. Your chance to win the Bowl VIP prize pack, 2 lower-level tickets to the bowl game, a parking pass, 2 tickets to the VIP pregame tailgate party, and tickets to all the great events that go on Nashville's holiday tradition. It's the Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl, presented by Bridgestone. It's MusicCityBowl.com, and your chance to win the Bowl VIP prize pack. We'll come back, first half highlights and stats on CSS after this.
Where can a diehard fan like you get a football fix after January? Nashville Cats Arena Football keeps the football fun coming all year round. Get a full season of the excitement for as low as just $45. The best seats are going fast, so get yours today by calling 615-565-4700 or order online at catsonline.com. Football season doesn't end in January. It just comes in style.
Regal Furniture in Smyrna has been serving Middle Tennessee since 1958. We're family owned and sell the same name brand furniture as the big guys, only we sell it for less. Our building isn't pretty, but it's paid for. That's why we can sell for less. Plus, we'll deliver it for free. Take the short money-saving drive to Smyrna and see the Regal difference for yourself. Big name brands and small town prices. That's Regal Furniture in downtown Smyrna.
Let the people that outfit your favorite college and high school teams outfit you. Nashville Sporting Goods is who schools in this area trust to make them look their best. For over 50 years, we've been getting teams ready for the big game. Now you can have that same look and custom fit. Shoulder pads, helmets, bats, uniforms, and much more can all be found at Nashville Sporting Goods. We carry quality name brands like Nike, Russell, Gatorade, and Schutt at very competitive prices. So make the short trip downtown to Nashville Sporting Goods, just off the Church Street exit, and let the games begin.
ESPN College Game Day is at the top of its game because everything changes on game day.
An hour and a half and it just all comes together.
The schools, the fans, the picks, and you never know what you'll get from Chris, Kirk, and Lee.
Not so fast, my blue-eyed handsome friend.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Watch UT versus South Carolina Saturday night at 6:45 p.m. on ESPN2.
14-10, the Bobcats lead the Blue Devils at the half. Time to take a look at our first half highlights. And after White House came out and got on top 3-0, Greenbrier answered with a 7-yard touchdown run from Kyle Herndon.
Right there, watch the rollout, and then he makes the decision, gets a great block, cuts back, nice touchdown.
And just about 30 seconds later, Mr. Ladd took it to the house from 73 yards.
He shows you what he's got. Look at those cuts right there. He gets into the open field and just has that gear, turns it on. Herndon ends up with the angle on him, but Ladd just runs away.
That made it 10-7 White House, and just before the end of the first quarter, Justin Pigg from 4 yards out.
That's just, he bashes it up there, and he reaches out and gets the ball over the goal line just on a simple dive play.
3 touchdowns and a field goal in the first quarter, no scoring in the second, and there you see the first half stats. Very important, 0 for 4 on third downs for White House, and 0 for 1 on fourth down, and passing yards, not much there, but a couple of nice rollouts for White House moved the chain.
And one of the things we don't see on here was the special teams play. There was no determination. The special teams yardage has been definitely unbalanced.
We'll take a break, come back. Third quarter action, 14-10, a region title on the line, and maybe more important than that, it's pride here in Bobcat Country on the home of the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
What you wish you could do in real life, now you can do at VX.com. Just click Auto on COMCAST.net.
I promise. I promise. I promise a Chevy Cobalt with more standard horsepower than Civic or Corolla, plus a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Cobalt from Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America.
Lease an 06 Cobalt LT2 Cooper sedan for around $179 a month. Resident restrictions apply. Call for important lease details.
That's the Chevy Total Value Promise, and it starts right here.
Visit your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer for the #1 selling cars and trucks.
George Plaster. If you like the Titans, then you're going to love the new Titan Zone. It's only on demand and only on Comcast. Catch my weekly updates from Baptist Sports Park with game highlights, post-game press conferences, and a behind-the-scenes look at your Tennessee Titans. The new Titan Zone is part of the NFL Network on demand, and it's available only to Comcast Digital cable subscribers. Comcast customers get it, satellite customers don't. And welcome back. Greenbrier 14, White House 10, your halftime score on a perfect night for high school football, our final regular season game of the year here on Comcast. You see the teams getting set to come out here. And again, we can't say enough about the hospitality here at Greenbrier. And again, when you look at this field, absolutely great condition to field. We've seen the good, the bad, the ugly of high school football fields this year, but absolutely a great field here, great condition on this cold night here, Halloween weekend. One of these teams, well, if you're Greenbrier, you want to win tonight. You get first place. You win a region title. And again, you look at the tradition of Greenbrier and having gone to the playoffs for about the last decade, finally won their first playoff game just a couple of years ago, and then made it to the state finals last year before losing 34-6 to Knoxville Fulton. Of course, White House, the 1997 3A state champs, made it to the playoffs last year and won 3 games. Joe, you've got a man who's got to be somewhat pleased with the way his football team played in that first half.
Boy, wouldn't you have loved that last horn to have been the horn at the end of the game, up 14-10?
Well, yeah, but unfortunately, that's not the case. We got 2 quarters left.
All right, Coach, it's been a typical White House Greenbrier dogfight ball game. I mean, kids are playing with a lot of respect, but they are throwing some licks out there.
They are. Both schools are just going at it real hard.
Second half, you going to do anything differently?
No, I don't think we're going to do anything differently. I think we'll just go out here and, I think the team that wins the turnover battles is going to be the team that's going to have a shot at winning this football game.
Coach, it's almost time. Any final thoughts?
No, we just got to go play hard.
Good luck. Coach Williams ready for the second half to begin, guys. And we say this all the time. I'm just looking forward to the second half. It ought to be fantastic.
And there you see, everybody's related here, I've decided. There you see Coach's mom. His wife is the director of catering here for the media here, and she's taking care of it. She's hooked us up with great food. And some lady, I apologize, don't know her name, up on the square in Springfield, hooked us up with some nice cookies. We got soup. We have it all. It is a perfect night and a great football game there in the first half. As you heard Coach Williams say, bottom line, whoever turns it over is going to lose this football game. If you turn it over and make a mistake, you're not going to win. And he says it's going to be important to hold on to the football, move the chains. 14-10, your halftime score. And there you see on the opposite side, if you're White House, they've got to find a way to get Ladd and company going, because as you look at Ladd, who finished with 99 yards on 11 carries. Now keep in mind, 73 of those yards on 1 carry. So in essence, 10 carries for only 26 yards after the big run. Greenbrier's done a nice job with that in slowing him down. They started the first half throwing it to him a couple of times, and were not able to get him the ball after that. There you see in Bobcat country, the crowd on their feet. Senior night. Seniors are fired up. This senior class has really been a part of turning this Greenbrier program and get them headed in the right direction. Don't forget, here on CSS, it's your place for In the Huddle. Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's In the Huddle on CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. www.css-sports.com. Both sides standing. Teams fired up, getting loose, and there is a definite nip in the air here in Greenbrier. It is a chilly night, to say the least. Again, big games all across the mid-state. Gallatin at home against McGavick. Those two playing for a region title. There you see Mr. Ladd scored his 20th touchdown of the season, over 1,300 yards. Again, when you put up his numbers of the last couple of years, you can include just about any back in the mid-state, and Ricky Ladd's numbers go hand in hand with the best. Again, 11 carries, 99 yards, and 1 touchdown in the first half. If he goes 22 carries, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns, White House has to feel pretty comfortable. But again, at 1 coming on the 73-yard run with 3:06 to go in the first quarter. Pat Sperduto's going to rejoin us here, and Pat, radio crews and buffets, you don't have much time to do your job.
Well, you know what? Hey, I just love it up here. You know, their broadcast is tape delayed till tomorrow morning, their radio broadcast. And I said, you know why? Because there's nobody at home or in their car in Greenbrier to watch it or listen to it. The bottom line is this place, the whole town is out, and White House, to their credit, brought their whole town. And that's why we have ourselves such a great football game and a great football atmosphere.
Pat, Coach Williams of Greenbrier said as he came back onto the field here, bottom line is turnovers is going to decide this football game here in the next 2 quarters.
Right, and thus far, they've had the only turnover of the game.
Greenbrier's had 2 kick returns near midfield that set up both the touchdowns that they had. We'll see if they can get it going here. This time, the kick to the left side will be taken at the 10 by Sanders. He's got green shirts in front of him, and a nice job by the White House coverage team here as he'll be knocked down at the 28-yard line, and really the worst starting field position for Greenbrier.
And I like the decision by White House, kick it away from that right side where they had been kicking it. They had a great seal block by that wedge. This time they kick it to the left side and make it very difficult.
We're ready to rock and roll. You hear folks here in the press box saying, let's get it on. Let's roll. Here it is. Do you want to end the streak of losing 23 straight to your rival? Well, they give it to the big fella, Martin. He's got a first down. Yes, he does. Pushing and shoving all on the sidelines. And there you see Martin coming across with his first carry of the football game.
Right, a little change in plan. They bring out a new play out of the playbook and take a peek right here. It's just a cross buck. And Martin works his way outside of the edge and gets upfield for a first down. And this is what we saw a little bit in the first half. We saw the offenses pretty much dominate the first quarter, and then they hunkered down the second half, and the defenses picked it up.
Herndon under center. Big and Dill. Backfield. This is Big. They'll pick up a couple. And Pat, we mentioned the senior class for Greenbrier here on senior night. When they were sophomores, 6-0 in region play. As juniors, 6-0. Tonight, their opportunity to go 6-0 in region play for the 3rd straight year in a class that really, they were part of winning their first playoff game in school history. And when you look back at Kyle Herndon's career in this senior group, this is a group with Justin Pigg, Troy Dill, Kyle Herndon. You go down the list, Suter. These guys have been a part of a lot of the good things that have happened here at Greenbrier.
And everybody talked about this being a down year for Greenbrier.
They lost 24 or so seniors.
Yeah, they thought, oh my gosh, they're going to rebuild. And Coach Williams said before the game, yeah, we thought we were in a rebuilding year, but the senior class had done such a great job of providing leadership for the younger guys, and that's why we got on track. And the credit goes to those guys. And that's a good football coach that knows, hey, where his bread's buttered.
The senior class is going to have to come up with a big 3rd down because this White House defense is stiffened here to start the 3rd quarter, trailing by 4. You don't play at White House without understanding the history and tradition of BDP and the Blue Devil pride, and they've got a lot of it in the blue and white. Herndon to throw on 3rd down. Steps up in the pocket and slips down. He will go down back at the 36-yard line, and a nice job by the Blue Devils on defense to get a 3 and out, and now they'll send Ricky Ladd back to receive the punt.
Right, and you watch here, this is a design quarterback draw. Watch Herndon straight drop. He sets up, gets the chip block right there, and he has room. You see it right there. He has some room up the gut. He just slips. Now, that's just misfortune, but you're right. You're going to see Ricky Ladd back there, and if you're Greenbrier, you don't want to kick it to that guy.
He does not have a return thus far tonight on the punts. Line drive kick will go all the way on the opposite side of the field and go out of bounds. White House will have decent field position after the 3 and out. 9 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. 14-10, Greenbrier leads the Blue Devils on CFS.
Get a Wendy's Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe with the cool, crisp toppings of your choice for just 99 cents every day. If you're eating somewhere else, you might as well eat your dollar. Tender, juicy, hot off the grill. Great food for a great price. The 99-cent Wendy's Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe. Do Wendy's, and for just 99 cents, do what tastes right.
CSN Sports has got you covered this football season. Tune in to see all the great action from your favorite team. See the Andy McCollum Show as the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee contend for a bowl bid and a Sun Belt title. Follow the Vanderbilt Commodores and Coach Bobby Johnson all season long on the Commodore Connection. Plus, keep up with the TSU Tigers on Inside TSU Football with new coach James Webster. Catch all the action on CSN 49 Monday through Wednesday or when you want to watch on COMCAST On Demand.
Our Wendy's High School Heisman State finalist from Waverly Central High School, Casey Corbett, class president all 4 years of high school, plays basketball, volleyball, and softball, and volunteers for the Special Olympics, active with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Congratulations to Casey Corbett, our Wendy's High School Heisman State finalist. You got to love the kids that not only do it on the field or on the court, but also in the classroom, and in fact, not only there, but also in their communities. And you go across this state, we're fortunate to be able to work with a lot of these young people that do it, whether through the Student Council or Special Olympics or the FCA or whatever it may be. And a lot of good kids here in our area. First down for White House. Their first drive of the second half gives to the first man through and not much running room at all for the fullback. And this time Hargroves will pick up a couple.
Taken down by Kissel again. Kissel's done a real good job.
Across the 40 to the 41-yard line. They'll bring up a 2nd and 7 as we go under 9 minutes. And Pat, at what point in this game do you, as a 15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid, start to think region title? We haven't beaten them in 23 straight games, things like that. When does that creep into the mind of those in the green and the white?
Well, as long as they don't give up a big play, it shouldn't creep in.
This is the guy who makes the big plays, and Ladd goes nowhere. Nice job defensively. You've called his name an awful lot. He's our Wendy's Scholar athlete, and 54 has been all over the football field tonight.
He's really, I mean, what a good linebacker he is, and he's a solid center, too. Watch Crystal. He just comes up, reads the block. Look at the wrap up in the tackle, and that's a tough guy to take down one-on-one.
3rd and 5 will go under 8 minutes to play in the third, and can Greenbrier come back with a 3-and-out on defense as White House just did a moment ago? Townsend under center. Ladd has been in the backfield most of this game since the first couple of drives. This time they'll get the toss. Great block.
Nice
Ladd
block.
makes a man miss. Across the 45, up near the first down marker.
I think he's got it.
I believe he's got it just in front of us. But Ryan Mash with the play on that one. He came back with a crackback block that was unbelievable.
Those are nice blocks. Those are one that you lick your chops. If you're a receiver and you know you get the crackback on a linebacker, watch right here. He has Pig lined up. Oh, decleated.
And Ladd makes Herndon miss. Gives a little extra effort to get that first down right in front of us at the 49-yard line. First down and a 3rd down conversion for White House, which was their first of the night.
And really, the offensive line, and Coach Porter said it best about his young offensive line. They've matured as the year's gone on, and now you see why they've been so good the second half of the year.
You're going to get a false start here on the left side of the offensive line here for White House, and this will move the chains back on the false
start. Giving them kudos, and they go and kick me in the back.
Prior to the snap, false start.
And really, you know, one thing that we haven't seen, like you mentioned earlier, we haven't seen Ricky Ladd line up outside anymore at receiver in the slot. And they had a little bit of success because he drew just enough people outside of the box that they could hit the fullback Hargrove up the gut.
High formation on 1st and 15. Townsend to throw. Now he comes with the Utah pass to Ricky Ladd. He's got blockers in front. Great call by the offensive staff at White House, and a pickup of 13 yards will bring up a 2nd and 2.
And you know why that's such a good play? You watch the defensive line, the defensive linebackers. Watch 54 and the other linebackers. They'll step up. They read pass, so now they're dropping into coverage. And that all of a sudden takes them back, which creates seams in the defense and gives Ladd a chance to break that.
Josh Mansfield and the other receivers out blocking But a nice play and a pickup of 13 brings up 2nd and 2.
14 carries for 120 yards.
High formation. Give Hargrove up the middle. He'll have the first down across the 40 to the 39. And you talk about some of the great fans. White House has some. Pat, there is a parade of sign with Ricky Williams, not Ricky Ladd.
Right.
Yes. Number 4 and Ricky has made its way all the way across the crowd. And there you see it.
That's the Ricky Ladd fan club right there.
Yes, it is.
And I'll tell you, you're right. White House has some great fans. I'm not taking Greenbrier. We talk about their hospitality. White House, it's a great little town, too, and a great little community. And look at the support they've brought. They got everybody in town here also.
Greenbrier showing blitz. They come. Wide receiver open. It's going to be incomplete. Pat, when I first moved down, one of the first high school football games I went to 7 years ago was Portland and White House. And I heard all about BDP and Blue Devil Pride.
And we did a Portland White House game a few years back.
And you're number 1. We
right.
did 5 years ago.
It was and that was a knockdown drag out. And you want to talk about some pride. That was some pride there.
2nd down and 10. Football just inside the 40 at the 39. 5:49 to play in the 3rd. Greenbrier 14, White House 10. Region title on the line, pride on the line, playoff seeding on the line. White House has won 23 in a row against the Bobcats. Townsend, delay, not much running room at all. Is a nice job.
Robertson again.
And Dill in that backfield.
How many times have we called Mr. Dill's name? He's been Pig. You see Pig coming off that pile too.
6 times, to be honest.
Just the same guys showing up. Pig and Dill and Robertson and Crystal.
And here we go, another big 3rd down. The last third down.
Long.
White House converted for the first time tonight on the give to Ladd. Ladd will go out of the game on this 3rd down. And he will. It'll be 3rd and 10. He trots off the field. And now White House is going to take a timeout. Just over 5 minutes to play in the 3rd. 14-10 and a huge 3rd down when we come back on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Hi, this is Chris Fowler. ESPN is proud once again to be a part of Nashville's holiday tradition. The Big Ten and SEC, Music City, USA, college football excitement at its finest in one of the best cities in America. Join us at the Coliseum as we bring in the new year with a bang at the Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl presented by Bridgestone. Hope you enjoy the game.
Get your bowl tickets today. Call Ticketmaster at 255-9600 or visit them at Ticketmaster.com.
Steeped in tradition, it's the heart of every weekend, and it may be habit-forming.
Love this game, love this game.
When you love it this much, nothing else matters. ESPN Sunday Night Football. Sunday nights at 7:30, all season long on ESPN.
Tune in to the NFL on ESPN, brought to you locally by VHIX.com, your roadmap to the automotive world.
5 minutes, 6 seconds to play in the 3rd. There you see the Greenbrier sideline. White House having to use their first timeout of the half, and it is a huge 3rd down. Now, the interesting part here, Pat, at the 39-yard line, not in field goal range, Ladd comes back in here. Is this 2-down territory?
Well, why not? I would, yeah, this is definitely 2-down territory, especially if you pick up something on this play for sure.
Ryan Mash, the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. Townsend, play action. Going to take a shot deep downfield. He's going to overthrow his receiver.
Right.
He had Ricky Ladd, Pat. I don't know if you saw this. Down on the bottom of the screen, after he play faked to him, had him wide open, and then finally Pig realized it and said, I better get over there, but Townsend never looked his way. You see Ladd going there to the left side of your screen. He never looks that direction.
No, that was a one-man route for the quarterback there, because what happens is number 23, Justin West, they're running the fake inside handoff counter, okay? And then he comes out of the backfield and makes it look like he's running a flat and then wheels up the sideline.
Douglas Johnson, who's got 2 50-yarders on the night, won't need to kick it that far here, back to punt. Gets a good snap, line drive kick will bounce at the 15, inside the 5, and go into the end zone. There'll be a touchback, and both defenses continue the trend we saw in the second quarter, and that's getting stops, and now Greenbrier will have it with 4:48 to go in the third at their own 20-yard line and a 4-point lead.
My prediction could still be correct of 20-17.
Right. Joe Williams is down on the sideline, and Joe, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, I heard you talking earlier about the announcer here at the Bobcat Stadium commitment, this kind of thing. Eddie Anderson, the announcer at White House, just completed his 32nd year, and on away games, he's the get-back coach.
The old get-back coach. Everybody needs a good get-back coach. Give here and not much running room at all to the far side. It's big, doesn't go anywhere. And again, Pat, we look at this. I continue to harp on this, but we saw a first quarter that was good, solid play calling, execution, running the football. Second quarter, and now over halfway through the third, we've seen nothing offensively.
Well, what you've seen is the two teams feel each other out. Once they got a beat on what the other team was going to try to do, they could devise a defense to stop it. And that's exactly what happened. You know, Greenbrier settled down and understood what White House is going to do, and White House conversely settled down and realized what Greenbrier was going to try.
Turn and get back to the option. Haven't run that in a while, and here it comes. No, they give to the first man through, back to the 20-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage of third down. They've run the option only a couple of times, but had some success both times doing it.
I think they might go, my opinion is they might go back to that bootleg pass with the tight end dragging across. I mean, that's been very effective. I mean, they've thrown it 3 or 4 times, and they've completed it probably, 75%.
Football at the 20-yard line.
What's everybody's laughing at me.
Hey, just a couple of partial qualifiers here doing the game tonight. Don't worry about us. 2 receivers, I formation on third and long for the Bobcats. Herndon to throw, under pressure. Steps up in the pocket, now tries to bounce it outside. He will go nowhere. The big fella, your boy 71, it makes a nice play.
They're in the quarterback.
Mosley.
It's the quarterback draw again. They tried it earlier, and everything parted. This time they put big mountain gains on the nose. He ain't going anywhere. He ain't going anywhere.
Now again, comes back to special teams. Remember, a bad snap at the end of the first half almost cost Greenbrier the lead. Cornett's done a nice job punting the football. Ladd stands at the 48-yard line. Spiral kick, and Ladd runs away from it. Good coverage by Greenbrier, and this will be down at the 33. Ladd had an opportunity there, Pat, but he ran away from the football.
I think the ball was so low and so coming at him so fast, he doesn't want to make a mistake, and I don't blame him. I mean, those are tough to feel because they're coming at you so quick that you got to be a little bit nervous.
Football at the 33-yard line, and we'll see which offense finally gets something going. Maybe the offense that wins this football game.
Well,
I mean, if someone throws the next punch,
you go back to what Coach Williams said. One of the things he said that's probably very true is a turnover will probably determine the outcome of this game.
2 receivers, Smith and Mash, to the top of your screen. Ladd, the tailback, has over 100 yards tonight. Townsend to throw. Goes to the wide side, will overthrow his receiver. Herndon comes with the big hit and says, just in case you were thinking about catching it, you might not want to.
Yeah, that's one of those that, if you're a receiver, you come back to the huddle and you tell the quarterback, don't you dare. Oh, I remember one of those in college. My quarterback, I ran a fullback flare. My quarterback threw it up just high enough that I had to try to jump with my 2-inch vertical. And a linebacker laid me. I went back to the huddle. I said, Johnny, you ever throw that pass to me again, I will personally kill you.
Hey, your wide receiver, Corey Fleming of the Nashville Cats, has always said, if you're going to have to go up, you might as well catch it because you're going to get hit.
Yeah, but let me say this right now. When you get hung up to dry like that, you don't want any part of it.
Townsend, give to Ladd, up the middle, not much running room.
Fantastic
Pick up
job.
with a couple.
What a fantastic job by Dill. He is, defensively, Dill has played a phenomenal football game. I want to say that right now. Troy Dill has played very well on offense, but defensively, he's actually dominated from the defensive end spot.
And Pat, here again, for the 4th time in this quarter, these two teams, 2 on each side, have had 3rd and 9 or longer. And those are tough to convert. I don't care what team you are on what level.
Well, the only difference is they have a kid named Ricky Ladd who can take a simple handoff and take it to the house. Not
Greenbrier faithful on their feet. They've lost 23 straight times to the team in blue and white. Their fan base knows to stop here gives them great opportunity to get some good field position. Townsend play fake under all kinds of pressure. Sets up the screen. Football's loose. Flags come flying. It'll be an incomplete pass.
I think, you know, if this is behind the line of scrimmage, I don't think there's pass interference behind the line of scrimmage. I might be wrong.
We'll have to wait and see. They threw it to Ladd. Ladd was taken out.
They're
going to call holding. We'll have to wait and see here. Ladd was absolutely buried behind the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the crew in the Greenbrier coaching staff is going crazy here and saying it's behind the line of scrimmage. If you saw pass interference, you need to say it. He didn't get held. He got blown up.
Right. I think, you know, I can't tell if it was a tackle or just he just hit him.
We'll see.
They're walking it off.
Nonetheless, they will call the penalty.
Holding. Be a first down. He tackled the receiver, Coach.
And there you hear him. He tackles the receiver, and they'll say it's a first down. The officials move the chains to the 44-yard line, and a big break for White House there.
Without
as they had 3rd and 9, first time we've seen the screen. And here's the view you can see where Ricky Ladd, the intended receiver, gets tackled.
And they have the play sniffed out. I mean, you see it on the left side of the screen. They have the play sniffed out. They just didn't need to tackle him.
Ladd is out of the game, and this time they give to number 23, Justin West, with his 4th carry of the football game.
Actually, they had Ladd split out in the wideout spot.
And that's just as a decoy.
Right. And it's really to try to pull some guys, and to pull some guys away.
And now Ladd goes out of the game.
Now he's out.
He ran that same route. They put in number 2, Demarius Payne, not DeMarcus Payne. A couple of 5'4", 445-pound twins. Freshmen, number 1 and 2. Give to West again. Good running room, first down and more. And a nice job by Justin West, the junior, who's come in and now has 5 carries for 20-some-odd yards. He's done a nice job in this limited time. They like to put him in when they go with the 3 backs as the second guy in the backfield.
And a nice battle on the left side of the line between Dill and number 70, the guy we've called a bunch of times, Osbrooks. That's starting to get heated up. 2 good football players going at it.
First down at the 43. Give West a couple of broken tackles up to the 35, and Pat Sperduto sensed the holding call on the screenplay. White House has taken full advantage, pounding the football, and they're giving their star back, Ricky Ladd, a breather. He's not doing the work.
Oh, he's going to come in fresh in about right after this break.
It's the end of the 3rd quarter. The lead is Greenbrier's. Momentum and history are on the sideline of White House. We'll come back with the final 12 minutes. 14-10 Greenbrier on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
There's a place where college never ends. Fox College Sports. The network that brings you the most comprehensive college sports coverage anywhere. With unprecedented live event coverage, coaches shows, and news from the biggest and the best of the NCAA. This is the network college sports fans always dreamed of.
Watch Fox College Sports on COMCAST Digital Cable.
On Saturday, October 29th, from 11 to 4, you are invited to a special celebration. It's El Día de los Muertos at Cheekwood Botanical Garden and Museum of Art. This Latin Day of the Dead festival is for the whole family. Come to Cheekwood to enjoy live dance, Latin musical performances, and even a Mexican marketplace. Children of all ages will enjoy painting boards, making jewelry, and playing Spanish bingo. That's October 29th from 11 to 4, only at Cheekwood.
14-10, Greenbrier leads White House. Joe Williams, the Greenbrier sideline, not happy about a call on 3rd and 9. You were down there, and you can tell they're not real pleased.
No, they weren't. What happened was, obviously, the Greenbrier player tackled the receiver. The coach's argument was that it was behind the line of scrimmage. If it was pass interference behind the line, you can't call it. What the official said was it was the same as a hold, so he couldn't get across because they tackled him, and they tacked on the penalty for that reason.
I think it's similar to if one defensive lineman holds an offensive line for a twist.
Ladd still not in. It remains Justin West, the tailback. He'll get the carry football.
There's the turnover.
And Townsend alertly dives down on it. The junior quarterback says, whoa, we got a chance to get a lead here and some momentum. We can't allow it to slip away.
Watch right here, the handoff, simple handoff with little miscommunication. Usually that goes from the right hand into the belly of the back. He tried to hand it off with his left hand.
And Pat, again, now you're here on a 3rd and 5 situation, and Ricky Ladd remains out of the football game.
And you see him, he's right behind the coach. He's like, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
Football at the 38-yard line. Justin West is the tailback.
It's probably 2-down territory again. Like,
Townsend to throw. Has all day. A one-man route. Goes to the post, throws it up, and it's going to be incomplete. Nice coverage, had safety help all day. It was max protection. Let's take a shot downfield. Good play call, good defense.
Right, Jordan Smith's running just a post route, and you see him, he just goes up. He can't get it. Number 15, Jeffrey Sanders is on the coverage.
At White House now 1 out of 7 on 3rd downs, 0 for 1 on 4th downs, and it's a 4th and 5 from the 38, and they will send the punt team out. Now they're going to switch it back. And now there's 22 players on the field, and now they're going to go for it here. Play clock continues to run. And
I don't think they know what they're doing because the punter's still in there. They're going to have to call a timeout.
There's too many players on the field here.
That should be a penalty because they have too many people in the huddle.
And that's what the Greenbrier coaches are saying is what. And nonetheless, they're either going to. There's the flag and the delay of game.
Jeez,
Bad ball, delay.
That was a fire drill.
Let me ask this question. Having followed Coach Porter a long time, does he do that in hopes that someone on Greenbrier panics and wastes one of their timeout? He was going to take a delay. His kickers kicked it 50 yards every time.
That could be.
He had to use one of his timeouts earlier.
But I thought this is what I thought there was a rule. You can't have more than 11 people in a huddle. And at one point in time, there was 22 in a huddle.
They moved the chains back, and now it's 4th and 10 with 11 minutes to play in the ball game. High kick. This one will be angled toward the sideline and go out of bounds. We'll see exactly where they mark it down here. We'll come back. 10:54 to play. Greenbrier holding on to a 14-10 lead on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm George Plaster. If you like the Titans, then you're going to love the new Titan Zone. It's only on demand and only on Comcast. Catch my weekly updates from Baptist Sports Park with game highlights, post-game press conferences, and a behind-the-scenes look at your Tennessee Titans. The new Titan Zone is part of the NFL Network on demand, and it's available only to Comcast Digital cable subscribers. Comcast customers get it, satellite customers don't.
ESPN College Game Day is at the top of its game because everything changes on game day.
An hour and a half and it just all comes together.
The schools, the fans, the picks, and you never know what you'll get from Chris Kirk and Lee.
Not so fast, my blue-eyed handsome friend.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Watch UT versus South Carolina Saturday night at 6:45 p.m. on ESPN2.
And welcome back, 14-10. Greenbrier leads White House. He just got a funny message from a diehard high school football fan. Said, you can't stand around the fence at Greenbrier. All the sponsorships they got, you can't see over the signs. He said everybody wants to be a part of Greenbrier football. Here, you see this fence. The crowd is right on top of things.
This is awesome.
Great atmosphere. We're going to have a shootout here in the final 10 minutes. We saw one in the first quarter. I think we've got a couple of big plays on the horizon. give to the first man through, and not much running room, a pickup of a couple. Greenbrier content, leading 14-10, and if you're Greenbrier, really defensively, they've given up one play in this football game.
73-yard run, you're right.
Other than that, defensively, they played very well. White House defense has settled down, gave up a couple of drives in that first half, but defensively, they have played very well throughout the game as well.
Well, and like I said, usually good coaching, you're going to find a way to just buckle up your chin strap and figure out a way to stop an offense.
They come with the misdirection up the middle, and I said we'd have a big play, and there it is.
That's a big play.
That's a huge play for Justin Pig. Pat, you absolutely love this play call because you like to see big guys move.
Right, and what you're getting is so much action back there. There's no clean read for the linebackers. And if one guy misses, you get this. You get a 30, 40-yard run. And sure enough, they got so many people moving in so many different directions that the linebackers can't get a clean read. They get a great cross block by the guard, and off he went. Justin Pig with a big 30-yard run.
26 to be exact, but who's really counting? Dill and Pig in the backfield again. They continue to move Martin around. This time he gets the carry, gets to the outside, across midfield, and another first down. Martin's done a nice job. 2 carries, picked up 11 yards and 11 yards.
And both of them have been on the same play where he kind of comes in motion, and you don't know what he's going to do, and he gets it. And watch the way he carries the football. Watch the way he carries the football. 2 hands on it at all times. Very, very impressive.
What a night. Football at the 48-yard line, under 9.5 to play, and a region title on the line. And again, what an atmosphere. Give up the middle, and this time it is Troy Dill. Pat, we'd be remiss not to mention these two teams battling in this region with Maurice Fitzgerald's Firebirds of Pearl Code. They played last night and got a win, and the tragedy that Coach Fitzgerald and his team had to deal with at the beginning of the year, and for them to stick together, play as well as they did this year, congratulations goes out to a team that's won a couple of state titles under Maurice Fitzgerald.
How about the 3 coaching staffs? Well, to name these 3 coaching staffs in this region, White House, Greenbrier, and Pearl Cone, 3 exceptional staffs.
This time Herndon will keep it. Looks for the tight end to drag across the middle. He's going to throw it up for grabs down the sideline. It'll be incomplete.
No, he was throwing that out of bounds, and that's a great decision. We talked about managing earlier on, and Osbrooks makes another great play. But we talked about managing. This is part of managing. Make a good decision. They run the rollout. Osbrooks hasn't been fooled after the first quarter. He adjusted great. And Herndon knows, hey, don't force anything. Don't make a stupid play. That's management.
Over the last 23 years in this rivalry, some have tried to be heroes and try to make those plays. And if you play, I hate these cliches. I've never really understood what it was to play within yourself. Because, I mean, if you ever got outside yourself, it'd be a real story.
Well, some guys try to play. What that means, when you try to play outside of yourself, you're trying to do things that you're not capable of doing effectively. Why not do things you do well?
We'll see what Herndon does well here. Under all kinds of pressure in the backfield, gets a huge block, now makes another man miss and gets back to the line of scrimmage where it'll be 4th down and they'll be forced to punt. But the offensive line, after breaking some contain the first couple of times, gave him time to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This is what Herndon does well. He drops back. Watch the block by number 67, Robertson, right. Coming up right there.
Robertson may be your leader for Ironman right now.
I like what I see out of him. I also like number 14, Zach Wood for White House, and I like Troy Dill.
Ladd stands back inside his own 15-yard line, yet to get an opportunity to return a Cornette punt. We're under 8 minutes to play in the ball game.
And if you're Greenbrier, you are. Oh, and they went after the block.
And a line drive punt here will go out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. Cornette went down.
Tell you, the best. This is the best. The punter goes down, and the referee says, I don't think so.
We'll take a break. Can White House continue the streak, or does Greenbrier win the region? Final 7:36 when we come back on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
I promise. I promise. I promise a Chevy Cobalt with more standard horsepower than Civic or Corolla, plus a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty.
Cobalt from Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America.
Lease an 06 Cobalt LT2 Cooper sedan for around $179 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for important lease details.
That's the Chevy Total Value Promise, and it starts right here.
Visit your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer for the #1 selling cars and trucks.
Where can a diehard fan like you get a football fix after January? Nashville Cats Arena Football keeps the football fun coming all year round. Get a full season of the excitement for as low as just $45. The best seats are going fast, so get yours today by calling 615-565-4700 or order online at catsonline.com. Football season doesn't end in January. It just comes in style.
And our Wendy's High School Heisman State finalists from just down the street in Portland High School. Candace Salcido, a 4.0 GPA, plays soccer, runs cross country, and is a hoop star as well. She's active in the Student Council and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Our Wendy's High School Heisman, those are the 4 semifinalists here from the mid-state area, and congratulations to each and every one of them and all of the nominees from across the state in the Wendy's High School Heisman. Final 7:36 if you're White House, Pat. How do you get something going offensively?
Well, how about number 4? You
Just
saw
a
the
heavy
sign.
note. Find a way to get it to him.
You got to get it to him. I mean, right now, if you're White House and you're Coach Porter, you're thinking, how do I get the ball in number 4's hands where he has a little bit of room?
16 carries, 121. 17 carries, makes 3 green shirts miss, and will get up to the 24-yard line. And what should have been a 3-yard loss turns into a 4-yard gain. How about these feet?
He made 3 good football players miss him. That's Troy Dill. That's Robertson. I mean, those are some good football players that can't get him down. I mean, he's for real. That's all. You were right. You said it earlier in the night before we even went on the air. You said this guy is special, and he's proven to be special tonight.
Pat, you know the other thing I love about it, 7 minutes to go in this rivalry game. There are men standing in the crowd here that have been a part of the last 23 years of this streak for White House and the Greenbrier game that are cheering for both sides for whichever one they so choose. They're going to take a shot deep downfield. Greenbrier's got it covered, and it'll be incomplete. A nice job. Townsend with a nice throw, but Jeffrey Sanders has done a nice job out there on the corner.
He's made a bunch of big plays in the secondary. They keep trying to hit that home run to number 7, Jordan Smith. Right here, the decoy is Ladd in the flat, and right there,
And here you go, Pat. You're back to another 3rd down, 3rd and 6 now at the 24-yard line.
Mr. Ladd, you got to get him the football, and they had him in the slot, and I thought they were going to try to work it out there with that bubble pass again.
This time they'll line up in the backfield. They've run the screen one time to force Greenbrier into a hold that moved the chains. This time 2 receivers. Herndon's the safety standing back at the 40. Townsend, the delay to Ladd. Not much running room. Keeps his feet moving up to the 28-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by about 1.5 yards, and White House will have to punt it with 6.5 to play.
How about this kid, 5'9", 160 pounds. He's carrying 200-pound guys on his back. Watch this. This is a piggyback style. I mean, seriously. He's carrying big kids on his back. That's 2 fellas leaning on his back, and he's carrying them. This kid's a great back. You're right. The most probably underknown great tailback in Middle Tennessee.
1,300 yards, 20 touchdowns, and now White House will set to punt. They've had a couple of big long punts with great roll. Sanders stands back inside his own 40. Flags come flying. Fair catch called for and taken at the 39-yard line.
I don't know what the flag is.
Either illegal formation.
We got procedure. White, 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
I think they'll decline this. I think they'll decline this and take the ball right there and not give them another chance.
Exactly what they did. They'll take it at the 39. 5:51. Can Greenbrier throw the knockout punch? We'll find out. Can they end 23 years of misery against their rivalry? It's next on CSS.
CSN Sports has got you covered this football season. Tune in to see all the great action from your favorite team. See the Andy McCollum Show as the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee contend for a bowl bid and a Sun Belt title. Follow the Vanderbilt Commodores and Coach Bobby Johnson all season long on the Commodore Connection. Plus, keep up with the TSU Tigers on Inside TSU Football with new coach James Webster. Catch all the action on CSN 49 Monday through Wednesday or when you want to watch on COMCAST On Demand.
Get a Wendy's Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe with the cool, crisp toppings of your choice for just 99 cents every day. If you're eating somewhere else, you might as well eat your dollar. Tender, juicy, hot off the grill. Great food for a great price. The 99-cent Wendy's Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe. Do Wendy's, and for just 99 cents, do what tastes right.
14-10, and Pat Sperduto, there you see number 70, Aaron Ritchie, because after 5 years, you've turned into an eagle eye. Aaron Ritchie, who has not played much in this football game, is going to line up at right tackle. Clint Grubbs, the starter, is on the sidelines, hands on his hips, doesn't appear to have an injury. But keep your eye there on the right tackle. Awfully clean white pants here on the most important drive of the year for the Bobcats. They come back to the option. Herndon's got all kinds of running room. Across midfield, up to the 45-yard line.
Well, that play worked good for Aaron Ritchie.
And
no relation to Lionel Ritchie.
16 yards, Pat. I've liked the option. They've run it 3 times and have had success each time.
Watch the block by number 70. Aaron Ritchie gets his uniform dirty right here. Look at him pinning. He pins the defensive end, sucks everybody up inside, and Herndon gets to the edge. Now, right now, we're going to see how great a manager our man, Mr. Herndon, is.
Now they move the chains all the way up to the 45-yard line. Under 5.5 to play, up 14-10. Give up the middle, big hole, and the big fella got it back in the jersey, earned it, and touchdown Greenbrier.
And Aaron Ritchie gets off the line again with another good block.
Pat Troydale hits this hole, and if it is not for the big fella gains, he's off to the races. Watch 71 get a hold of his jersey.
And a good block by the fullback. Oh, he's holding on for like at the pork chop.
We'll go under 5 minutes.
How about my man, Mr. Bill has played a great
line.
game on both sides of the football.
13 carries, 52 yards to go with 7 tackles. And Pat, now you look at it under 5 minutes. Whitehouse still with 2 timeouts. A touchdown here for Greenbrier almost seals it. You go up 2 scores, the way this game is gone. Give again up the middle, feet moving.
And you know what I
inside
like
the
best?
30 to the 28.
You watch Dill, you watch Pig, you watch number 41, Martin,
Herndon.
those guys, Herndon, all those guys, when they carry the football, watch how they carry the football. They carry the football with 2 hands on it. As soon as they get in traffic, you see them right away, they double up and they're not putting the ball on the ground. They know the only thing that can kill them right now is the ball being on the ground, but they've carried like that the whole game. I think this is good coaching of the fundamentals, and that's what they've done.
Do they go back to Pig? Martin in the wingback spot has had a couple of 11-yard carries. They stick it back in there to Dill, and he's going to get the first down. And Pat, now as you look at it, you're going to go under 4 minutes. 3 more runs is going to take another 1.5 minutes off this clock.
Right, and Dill's working hard at that Ironman job. And he's gimping a little bit, but he's had 3 straight hard-nosed, tough, grinded-out carries.
Pat, the other guy you know you have to keep your eye on is 67 Robertson, because, again, the job this offensive line has done here on this drive.
Right, and right now, if you're Whitehouse, you're looking to get a hat on the ball. You gotta pop this out, because you don't want them to grind it out under 2 minutes.
Pig, Dill, the 2 backs, Herndon under center. This time Doris, the wing back. They come back with the option. Herndon will decide to keep it, cuts back to the middle of the field. Ladd will bring him down, but very close to the first down to the 12. And Joe Williams, you have a better view of it down there. And I know, Joe, as you look at it, I know you can feel that excitement down there.
Oh, man, I tell you what, these Greenbrier fans are feeling it. The streak, they believe, is about to be broken. 3.5 to play. And, you know, just like you guys said a few minutes ago, 1 more score, and this thing will be done.
Right, but you know what's sad? They almost didn't want to get a first down right there. They wanted to come up just a little bit short to burn a little more clock if they could.
Pat, they are sitting at the 12-yard line, Joe, as best I can tell, down there. And it's 1st and 10 for Herndon and company. Pig has not gotten any carries on this drive. It's been the Herndon and Dill show, and now Pig with a false start, and this will move it back 5 yards.
And right now, if this isn't all that bad in actuality, I mean, because you got to understand, start. Some time went off the clock. They're going to change the clock. Watch this, because I know White House is complaining about the clock moving a little bit too far. Watch.
And that's why you love, Pat, as you saw there, Pig comes back and looks at the sideline, pats himself on the thing, and Coach Williams says, hey, don't worry about it. There's no need to get on the kid now. Hey, if anybody understands the importance of this football game, it's Justin Pig, the senior, who's been through these battles and has been a part of getting this team to 6-0 in region play each of the last couple of years, trying to get back to 6-0 this year and complete an 18-0 run in region play.
I tell you what's really important right now is they stay in field goal range.
Give up the middle. This goes back to Dill. Clock continues to run. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage where it'll be 2nd down. And Pat, we're going to go under 2.5 minutes here. After this play, you have to think the White House has to start thinking about using timeout.
Absolutely, you're 100% correct, Blake. They have to, if especially as soon as they make this tackle, they have to pop up with a timeout.
They've got 2 timeouts remaining.
And I think that's what Coach is telling them right now. Right after this play, you call a timeout. And if you're right now, you're telling the quarterback, you watch that back, Judge, because he's going to tell you how much time is left before you have to snap the football.
Herndon under center. Give left side. This was just a run clock play. He wanted to stay in bounds, and he did. We'll pick up a couple to bring a 3rd down. And Coach Porter screaming for timeout. He finally gets it.
But he realizes about 8 seconds went off the clock before they got the call.
He does get it with 1:49 to play. It'll be 3rd down and a long 11, and you have to think, Pat, that it's going to be another handoff.
Probably to the left side to get it back into the middle of the field, so you know at least you got a shot at a field goal. And it's just as important right now, even if they line up for field goal, whatever you do, if it's a bad snap, just fall on it. Don't let a turnover turn into a touchdown going the other way.
Pat, let me be the conspiracy theory guy here for a moment. If you run it here, they're going to call another timeout.
Right.
So you're going to be looking at probably 1:40 to go and a 4th down. Why not run it again and force them to go 90 yards, which they haven't been able to do all night? They have 2 guys that are absolutely huge to block field goals. I'm talking about 6'7" guys that they can push up the middle, and still you can give up a kick return to Ladd and still go to overtime. Force them to beat you, and maybe you get 2 plays, pick up your 9 yards, and the game's over. Just something to ponder. We'll see what Coach Williams, he's won a whole lot more high school football games than I have.
And me. I haven't coached in high school, so I can tell you right now, he's got to be thinking, I'm going to say this right now, he's going to kick the field goal.
This is going to Troy Dill, even though keep your eye on 41, Pat. Brad Martin's got 2 carries, both to the wide side. He's got 11 yards on each of the carries. Big play for White House. Can they get the stop and force a decision on 4th down? They come back. No, they come back inside. Broken tackle to Pig. His first carry of the drive. Keep the speed moving. He's inside the 5.
It's going to be a 1st down. That's going to be a 1st down.
Joe Williams is standing right down there. Joe, is that a 1st down?
I tell you what, if it's not, he's missed by less than an over football. The kid really extended, got the ball out.
Watch the effort.
They're going to measure, I think.
Watch the effort. Watch the effort by Justin Pig. He stops there, bounces out, turns those legs. What streak?
They give him a 1st down, and Pat, remember, Pig's the one who false started to move the chains back.
And Coach Williams said, don't worry about it.
Osbrooks and company come up to make the stop. It's going to be inside the 1. Now, Pat, you're going to call me crazy here. 1 timeout left for White House. If you're Greenbrier, do you kneel on it, or do you score a touchdown and then get into the onside kicks and crazy things like that?
Well, you're down here. Yeah, I would,
pound it in and score the touchdown.
Score the touchdown, absolutely. But really make sure you're protecting this football.
Herndon under center. 1st and goal inside the 1. They'll give to the big man, and I don't believe he got in.
That's okay. That's okay.
And White House is going to have to use their final timeout here. And actually, they won't use the timeout. They're going to let this clock run here.
Wow.
Inside the 1. They won't use the timeout here. And Herndon is going to say, fine, we will take our time.
Then we'll go home. We'll win this game, the streak's over, and let's go home.
23 games in a row, White House has beaten Greenbrier.
And barring the catastrophe,
a snap.
I'd take a knee now. If he's going to concede, I'd take the knee. Let's go home.
I think he takes the snap, goes up the middle, touchdown, Herndon with 30 seconds.
The streak has ended. How about that? What, Iron Man, you could have gone a whole bunch of different ways for our Iron Man of the game. Right there, you saw a ton of them. Justin Pigg, what a great job. Troy Dill. You could go with Herndon. You could go with Robertson. You could go with Kreisel. But right there, that's my guy.
Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. 21-10. Greenbrier with 30 seconds to play. Flags come flying here.
I think this is going to be on the defense.
We got an illegal procedure on green. 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
And get the illegal procedure and move it back.
I called 2017, huh? Here's our Iron Man right there, Troy Dill. 17 carries, 65 yards defensively. He's been outstanding.
And 6 carries on that final drive.
Right, and that was a drive that broke the back and deserves a lot of credit. I told you, 20-17.
Close. Still got 30 seconds left.
Right. My man Ladd can take this kick back, and I'm a guru again.
They move this back. They'll spot it at the 15. It'll be a 25-yard extra point attempt. Good hold.
And the adrenaline, nope, no good. That keeps my 20.
It's no good.
That keeps him at 20. Now Ladd's got to take this back.
Our Fox Sports Net South play of the game. 3rd and 9. Give it to the big fella. And right up the middle, the effort by Pigg. That play tells you all you need to know about this rivalry, Pat Sperduto, and the folks in green and white are celebrating. I will say this. I said it before the game, Pat. Greenbrier wins tonight. They get the streak broken. They clinch the region title to 6-0. This White House team will make noise in the 3A playoffs.
Yes.
This White House team is a good football team.
Absolutely.
I think the Pearl Cone team will make noise in the 3A playoffs, and it would not surprise me at all to see any of those 3 making deep runs trying to get to Murfreesboro for the state championship.
I like this White House football team. I think they have a serious weapon in Ricky Ladd. I think they have a good, solid two-way offensive, defensive lineman. It's a good team. It's a good football team. I think you're right. They'll make some noise, and I agree with you also that this Greenbrier team and Maurice Fitzgerald's Pearl Cone team has an opportunity to make some noise. So you're right. All three of them have an equal opportunity to see themselves up in Murfreesboro.
Should be very interesting to see, but I can assure you this.
CSS.
If you're in Middle Tennessee, you need to come to Greenbrier because there's going to be a party tonight.
Oh, you think? I'll tell you, some happy young men, some happy coaches. Look at the fans. The kids are dancing right here. It's excellent. Excellent atmosphere.
And I don't think I'd kick it anywhere near Ricky Ladd to have any opportunity for strange things to happen. 20-10, 30 seconds to play.
That's a good call. Nice squib kick.
They'll pitch it and say, Ladd, you take it. It's going to be on the ground. Ladd's going to try and pick it up.
I think Greenbrier has it. I think Greenbrier has it, and that's the ball game.
And they do.
Bobcats have it. They're all going to go to Bob Cuts tomorrow and get a new lid.
Go to Guns and Leather and get you some new leather. Again, we say it with
awesome.
As serious as we can be. This is one of the great atmospheres. White House, great fans. Greenbrier, great fans. And now that these two teams are in the same region, it's going to be fun to watch in the years to come as this rivalry even grows more than it has over the last 50 years.
The only thing that's a shame is Portland's not in this region, too.
They'll kneel on it, and that will do it. Greenbrier, 20. White House, 10. And the Bobcats are your region champs as they go to 6-0 in region play. They've won 18 straight region games this senior class since they were sophomores, and White House will take their final timeout now with 8 seconds to go, and knowing Coach Porter as I do, and he will, he'll get his defense together here and is going to say, guys,
be smart. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything to disgrace your family or our program, and that's exactly what he's saying to them right now. And I'm sure a little cutie in front of us. What a little doll.
There are a lot of little Greenbrier fans hanging out in front of us, but again, both these coaching staffs talking to their teams. These two teams, I think, will make noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, and two well-coached football teams, two well-played football teams, and what a well-played football game. When it started out, wow. And now the finish, just as much.
This is your favorite play call.
Victory. Take the snap, take a step back, take a knee, everybody cover them up, be smart, nothing stupid, nothing classless. There you go.
And there you go. Final score, Greenbrier 20, White House 10, your final score. The celebration begins in the green and white. Coach Porter not happy with his offensive production, but you see the crowd running onto the field now and celebrating. 23 straight years the green and white has lost to White House, and not anymore. 20-10, the final score. We'll take a break. We'll come back with a final thought from Coach Williams. Greenbrier, your region champs on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Confused by the claims DSL's been making? Blah, blah, fast. Blah, blah, cool. Look, the fact is, COMCAST high-speed internet blows DSL away. We're talking speeds up to 5 times faster. More speed means you can do more online. With exclusive features that, well, DSL just doesn't have. So if you're settling for DSL, you're getting left behind. No wonder more people across America choose COMCAST high-speed internet. Call today for this great offer.
Hi, this is Chris Fowler. ESPN is proud once again to be a part of Nashville's holiday tradition. The Big Ten and SEC, Music City, USA, college football excitement at its finest in one of the best cities in America. Join us at the Coliseum as we bring in the new year with a bang at the Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl presented by Bridgestone. Hope you enjoy the game.
Get your bowl tickets today. Call Ticketmaster at 255-9600 or visit them at Ticketmaster.com.
Hey, all I can say, Pat Sperduto, is we just heard it. It's been a long time. Greenbrier 20, White House 10. Joe Williams is down with a happy head coach.
Coach, I think your PA announcer just said it all in a few simple words. The streak is over.
Well, what probably more important than that is that we won a region championship game, and I'm so proud of our kids. They played hard all year long, and this was no exception to tonight. I mean, they played hard, and White House's kids played hard. It was just a great high school football game.
It was that, and you know, in great high school football games, the backs are the ones who will be in the newspaper tomorrow. But the offensive and defensive line, what can you say about you guys?
Well, you know, they don't get a lot of credit, and those guys, you know, that's football. You win and lose with the guys up front, and you know, you can have great backs, but if you don't have those guys up front, you don't go too far. So we're improving. We're sort of young in places, but those kids, they're working hard. I'm really proud of them.
The importance of having that home field advantage for the playoffs now.
Oh, it's last couple of years it's been so big. So you know, we'll try to fix the field up here tonight and get ready for a playoff game here.
Big party going on, I think, here after this thing's done.
Probably so. I don't know. We're going to try to get on out of here.
Coach, congratulations. Go enjoy this one. You win a championship, you break the streak. There's not, I mean, you can't get a much more perfect night than that, can you?
No, it's a great night for us. It really is.
Congratulations. Tell you what, guys, for the last time this year, what a way to end it. And just a great contest, 2 great schools, 2 great football teams. And it has been a joy and a pleasure and an honor, as always, to work with you two this year. Let's look forward to next year.
Same here, Joe. Hey,
and our entire camera crew as well.
Are awesome. These guys have been awesome. Travis, Sean in the truck, you guys are great. See our guy Jay right there. Coach wants to get everybody off the field because he's got to mow it. He mows this field himself.
Hey, after a win like this, he needs to take the night off. What a football game. 20-10, Greenbrier wins it. And again, a special thanks to everybody at COMCAST Spotlight and Chevrolet and all of our sponsors. What a great year. 5 years in the books. We'll be back next year. For Pat Sperduto and our buddy Joe Williams, our entire crew, it's been a great year. Good luck to all the teams we've seen this season as they make a run to a state championship game. It's all right here on your home for sports in the Southeast. It's CSS.
Locally brought to you by VHIX.com, roadmap to the automotive world.
What you wish you could do in real life, now you can do at VX.com. Just click Auto on Comcast.net.
Comcast On Demand gives you the power to find out in-depth information on products, services, and the latest technology. Discover the majestic beauty of Ripley's Aquarium with the Tennessee Department of Tourism on Demand. Enjoy a good night's rest while sleeping with the sharks. Find out more about this deep-sea slumber party with On Demand. Comcast Digital Cable puts you in control with On Demand.
Teams that play extremely hard, and I'd say it's great for a fan. It's not good for the teams that are in it.
You know, we talk about winning our divisional games, winning the games in our conference, and it's important because the games that you play in September and October, those are the ones that really count when you get in December and you're in a hunt.
Doc, you remember the fun bunch. You were there during the glory days. You sat in many meetings with Joe Gibbs when things were really cranked up there in Washington during his first go-round. Tell us where Gibbs is now in terms of being able to really concentrate on the X's and O's versus the day-in, day-out housekeeping that he probably had to deal with last year when he was trying to put those systems in place.
Well, the housekeeping is behind him because he has the right players now. You do all the housekeeping in the offseason. When you get rid of guys that don't want to conform to the system, and you develop the young guys that you know, don't have a lot of experience but have a big heart and a lot of zeal for the game. Their offensive line, I mean, you know, I don't hide any punches with this. Everybody's success, in my opinion, lies on the offensive and defensive lines. Now, we can talk about the quarterback play, which has been exceptional for New York in Manning and, of course, Brunell. But Brunell just came back. You know, he's back from the dead because he's a former Pro Bowler. The surprise is New York because you didn't know what Manning was going to do, and he's outstanding. But don't kid yourself. It's the big uglies up front for Washington that control the clock. They strangle the life out of the opposition's offense because they limit their snaps. And so if they can get turnovers as they did last week, which had not been a part of their game, not turn the ball over, then Gibbs is right on schedule. Now they have to match on the road. Because to me, this division, you win this division when you can win on the road in this division, and that's the big test.
Well, Baldy, the Giants' defense goes in ranked 31st overall in the NFL. Washington, again, balanced offense, can run it well, certainly can pass it well. Seems like a lopsided equation there.
Yeah, except that it is the NFC East. And if you ever want to learn about any team, watch them in their division games because they're very familiar with each other. They're familiar with what the coaches are doing. So while Greg Williams, again, for the second year in a row, has got a defense in place, this defense has given up a lot of big plays this year. And that's really where Eli Manning has thrived, and the ability to make a big play. So I would throw the statistics out for this ball game. It's who's going to be able to make the big plays. Last week, Eli Manning was fearless, throwing that winning touchdown pass to Amani Toomer. If he plays fearless like this against this Redskin team, there's going to be big plays to be made that can decide this game.
All right, they're getting now into the crux of the division matchups. It's going to be an interesting ride over the back half of this NFL season. Now, coming up here on Pro Football Thursday, despite a 4-2 record, And being in that mix there in the NFC East, there's much consternation in Philadelphia. I might be the biggest word I've used on this show. In Philadelphia, because the Eagles offense. We'll hear from one Eagles defender and what he thinks about the other side of the ball. As we break, check out what's on tap for Week 8, matchup-wise in the league.
Join the Atlanta Braves and make your childhood dream become a reality. Spend 7 days at Disney's Wide World of Sports complex at Lake Buena Vista, Florida, with some of your favorite Braves greats while basking in the big league lifestyle. For more information on this dream of a lifetime, call 1-800-8-BRAVES. That's 1-800-8-BRAVES. Atlanta Braves baseball, your ticket to heaven.
My name's Andy McDonald. I ride this useless wooden toy for a living. I do a trick called a 540. It took me a good 6 years to learn. There's a whole generation of skateboarders out there that are just as talented athletically as any basketball or football player. It takes somebody that's not going to be afraid to fall down a lot, because you definitely will fall down. You're not a failure until you refuse to get back up. Drugs are only going to hinder what I'm trying to do. That right there is my idea of getting high.
When I'm under, I don't breathe. I'm weightless. My heart races. I'm floating away. And when it's over, all I think about is doing it again.
Michael Swan is under the influence of his volunteer swim coach. By spending time coaching, he helps Michael stay off the street and off drugs. Be a coach, a mentor, a volunteer, because you have something to offer.
Welcome to our second quarter. We talked about an NFC East matchup earlier in the show, and coming up now, we're going to talk in the second portion about another division matchup, the Bears and the Lions. Now, if you paid attention closely, they did meet back in Week 2. It was so one-sided. The Lions lost that game 38-6. But Baldy says, forget about it, because there's one important player who is not going to be there this weekend, and that player is
Joe Harrington. And the Joe Harrington era is over in Detroit. Thankfully, we don't have to talk about him anymore and analyze those bad throws and decisions. Jeff Garcia came in, played great against Cleveland last week, scored their only touchdown, did something that Joe Harrington never did, ran for a touchdown. But when you look at this matchup, it's really, truly a fun one, because this is the black and blue division, and that's how it's going to look. If you like defense and big hits, both these teams can deliver. And Chicago right now, behind Lovie Smith and his leadership, has put together a blueprint for how to play defense. Young players that play aggressively, that hit the daylights out of you, that score touchdowns. They will put a black and blue hit on you now, both sides of the ball. So I think this is going to be a really good matchup, and one that I think is going to get a lot of national attention.
Let's look at the running backs. We have a comparison to the two Jones boys. And if before the season, you figure a team in that division with a running back named Jones and what appeared to be a solid quarterback situation, at least a set one after they brought in Garcia, would be better off in this case, but not so, because Thomas Jones is having a Pro Bowl year. You can see what he has done here. He's clearly outplayed Kevin Jones, who's averaging only 2.9 yards a pop, while Thomas is 6th in the NFL in rushing. He's been simply outstanding. And, Doc, when you have a situation, and we talked about the Bears earlier this season and how they seem to be in such disarray with the quarterback situation, that at least is a little more settled now with Orden at quarterback. And when you can add to that a productive veteran running back who knows the ins and outs of how to play the position, that's a big plus for a team that's in a division that it could very easily win.
Well, if I'm on the offensive line in Chicago, I'm going to make sure that young Mr. Jones takes us out, finds one of those nice McCormick and Schmidt's restaurants.
Gotcha.
Takes you out to dinner, because they're blocking their tails off. I saw them against Washington Week 1 and walked away highly impressed with how they had really fixed their offensive line. And I give Detroit some credit. They've been rumbling up front with their D-line, but I like Chicago. It's all right here, bent to mine. And Lovie Smith deserves all the credit in the world, much like he turned that Rams group around. We thought of the Rams as a finesse team until he sicked those canines out the year he was there. Well, you're never going to be finesse in Chicago. It's all about, how rough you are. And I like them. And it's going to be a real test for Detroit, because, you know, they built this on skill guys and the talent, but they're going to have to man up, and we'll find out.
You know, it's interesting, Doc. You know, the Bears are starting a rookie quarterback in Kyle Orton. Nobody's talking about Kyle Orton, rookie, because the defense has been so dominant. The running game is good, and that's what you want for a kid that's going to make his 5th start in the league. You want a kid that can really be hidden and taking the ball out of his hands, and that's good. As he learns the game, as he progresses, he doesn't have to worry about winning games. Lovey has eliminated that. But when you look at the Bears right now, Fred Miller at right tackle and Reuben Brown and John Tate, these are experienced offensive linemen that are now coming together. They bring a ton of NFL experience, and they're playing like it. To go with their Pro Bowler, Olin Kreutz at center, it's a very, very good group up front.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. And I still want to I do believe that Detroit has turned a corner, and Garcia could be the answer. But they farted around, you know, this kid Harrington for so long. I mean, how long do you wait? I feel the same way about the Texans right now. Yeah. Just because you take a guy number 1 doesn't mean he can play. And you wonder, how long do you drag the entire team down trying to prove a point?
You know what, Doc? Here's what it comes down to at the quarterback position. When that guy steps in the huddle, either he makes guys better or he doesn't. And that quarterback, no matter how limited, how young, how inexperienced, he either steps in and makes the guys better around him or he doesn't. When he doesn't, you got to get him out. And for David Carr and Joe Harrington, they were not able to do that.
Not at all.
From a defensive perspective, you talk about guys who have to be leaders, have to be anchors of a unit. Let's listen to a couple of Chicago Bears players who you can tell are growing in confidence in this system of Lovie Smith's.
For first place, playoff implications, you know, it's still early in the season, but, you know, this could be the opener for our conference. You know, we have a chance to kind of get a leg up on everybody else if we win this game.
I think we're a better team than Detroit. I think we should beat Detroit. I don't care where we play, and I feel like we have a good enough team to do that in their place.
Attitude, Brian, attitude, they have it.
You know what I like? I like Mike Brown there, who's in his 6th year, said, we're a better team. Not too many people are afraid to just say, we're a better team. They go out on Sunday and show it.
He says it because he believes it. He's not afraid to say it.
It's not flamboyant. He's not doing it for it. He's just saying, we're better. We believe in our coach. We believe in our system. I like that attitude from him.
All right, we have more from Baldy and from Doc coming up in our 3rd quarter as we flip it right back. A big one in the Mile High City this weekend as Jake Plummer and the Broncos try to play a full 60 when the Eagles come to town. As we break a look at the injury report highlighted, or in this case low-lighted, by the Ravens. Best 2 defenders missing out in the Steel City.
Jessica Simpson struggled with embarrassing acne for years until a friend gave her proactive solution.
I had so much acne throughout my chin. When they shot my videos, they would have to go in and digitally fix my chin. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do something about this. I was introduced to Proactive actually out on tour. The way that I was dieting and the way I was eating, my skin just went crazy on me. My skin did need to be disciplined, and it did need to be repaired and rejuvenated, and I know that Proactive did it.
Proactive is ready to prove it by sending you a risk-free 60-day trial of the Easy 3-Step system. You can heal acne today and prevent outbreaks tomorrow.
I'm passionate about Proactive because it worked for me, and it gave me so much confidence. It's one phone call away just to better yourself, to better your skin.
America's greatest strengths are the generosity and the compassion of the people.
Because of Hurricane Katrina, we come to you not as presidents, but as private citizens.
You know, right now, in the recovery, it's important for those who want to help to make cash donations.
And everyone can help, and every dollar will impact someone's life. So please visit usafreedomcorps.gov for more information.
The people along the Gulf Coast region will need the help of this country for a long time.
Third quarter here on Pro Football Thursday. Brian Baldy and Ron Burke here. Doc Walker and DC will be checking back in a minute, but we're going to hear now from as we continue to break down matchups. The Eagles go to Denver to take on the Broncos in Baldy. The Eagles, a team that can't start well. The Broncos, a team that can't finish well in terms of defense. Last 2 games, the Eagles have scored just 1 offensive touchdown. Here's Jeremiah Trotter, the middle linebacker, who's been around long enough to see the best of this offense and now what looks like to be the worst of this offense. Here's his take on what's going on the other side of the football.
it's not surprising to me that our offense has a bad game. You know, you're going to have bad days, a bad game here or there, but it's surprising to me with the amount of talent we have on our offense, which I believe we have more talent than anybody in the NFL on one team, especially as the offense is concerned, to see them struggle like that, you know. And it's frustrating as a defense, you know, when you expect the offense to go out and play well. Even on a bad day, you know, you shouldn't play that bad with the amount of ability we have on our offense.
If this were a pinball machine, it'd read tilt, because the imbalance in this offense is startling. The Eagles against the Chargers alone went an 80-40 pass-run ratio, and you can see what they did: 54 pass attempts, 10 runs, and throwing to 3 kneel downs for good measure. At one stretch of the game, they passed 25 or at least had 25 consecutive pass plays. And they're 4-2, so the record would kind of defy the logic of this situation, but they're not a healthy 4-2 when you look at the offense, Brian.
Well, you know, you have to look at what Andy Reid's trying to do. He's trying to win the game. So Andy Reid's not going in saying, I want to throw it 85% of the time.
Okay.
But if it's 2nd and 10, and it's 3rd and 14, and it's 2nd and 9 like it was almost every time you looked up on Sunday, they're not going to run it. And he's never going to run it. If you can't get yards on the run on 1st down, he's not running it on 2nd. He's not running it on 3rd. He's not running it on 3rd and 1. There's not a lot of confidence right there in the running game. Now, I don't think it's going to change because they don't have a good blocking tight end. They don't have a good blocking fullback. They're a great pass-blocking offensive line. That's what they do best. And I think he's just trying to maximize his strengths right now.
Hey, Doc, you know, we talked about this a little earlier in terms of the run game. When you look at the division and the point it's at now, it's far more competitive. And you look around, you see each team, including the Eagles, these are teams that do not hesitate to put the ball in the air. But in the case of the Washington Redskins, New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys, they have a capable run game they can depend on. In this division, as it's currently put together, can the Eagles survive long with this kind of imbalance offensively?
Well, again, I'm a guy that until I see a stake in their heart, I mean, it's still Dracula. And, you know, we can overanalyze how they play, but as long as number 20 and Trotter, those boys over there, those demons on defense, see, if it's anybody but the Eagles, we go, oh, boy, the great defense keeps him in. He can be a rookie quarterback. They have T.O. and McNabb.
Right.
So as long as Trey and those horses up front are there and Westbrook is in the groove, do they need to give him the ball more? Yes. But I'm not going to nitpick the champions until they lose 2 or 3 in a row. Now, that pimp slapping they took by Dallas, that got my concern. But then they came right back and crushed LT. So they're still the champs. We can overanalyze it, but in their heart, they believe they're the champions. And as long as, again, 5 and 81 and LJ, you guys keep breaking them down.
Ball to your turn.
I'm not going to slap them, man. You know, they're too good to be slapped, Doc.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know, they're too good to be to do that. So I'm not going to do that to them. I believe in Andy Reid. I believe Andy Reid here. The whole idea is to win these games. And there's teams out there that are dying to get to 4 wins. And after this week, they get to 5 wins. The whole idea is to get to the postseason. Postseason, play your best football. That's what it is all about.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to win the game on Sunday right now. There's too many teams like Dallas losing that game last week in the fashion they did against Seattle. To see Denver lose that game at Giant Stadium, those teams are kicking themselves for not being able to finish a game. Right now, the Eagles have found a way to finish a game to get to 4 wins, and I think they'll do that again Sunday to get to 5.
Well, if they're trailing late, they'll be in good shape, the Eagles will, because the Broncos, you know.
Giving up almost 70 points in the fourth quarter.
I like to see them. I mean, with that deep, if they get some injuries on defense, now sure, the defensive line, we can always say we'd like to see an area improve, this or that. But the mindset of a champion is what they have over everyone else. Washington's back from the dead. Dallas back from the dead. New York back from the dead. Dracula's still here. And until they lose at home to a division foe, then I'm not even going to raise an eyebrow. Are they capable of it? Of course. Do I like all the passes? Not really. But I'll deal with the results until they show me otherwise.
All right, until further notice, hold off on the garlic, keep it in the fridge. But let's look at, we talk about the Denver Broncos and how they may have trouble with the Eagles offense, which again starts slowly. But last week the Eagles pulled out a huge win against the San Diego Chargers, thanks in large part to the special teams. But the Broncos defensively, and we saw it last week at Giant Stadium in a game they should never have lost to the New York Giants. They have been an abysmal team in terms of giving up points in the fourth quarter. You can see the way they faded in the last 2 minutes of games this season. You can run down the litany of teams they played. You can see the points allowed in the fourth quarter, last 2 minutes of these games. It's astounding. And underline that the Broncos are record-wise as good as they are going into this weekend.
Well, you know, I tell you, the thing about Denver is this, is I believe they still have the best home field in football. It is a hard place to play. It's hard to breathe. All those things about playing at Mile High is absolutely true. And so the worst thing you can do is fall behind fast to that team. You get off to a slow start. You let that crowd work. You start thinking about, I'm not getting enough air. I can't catch my breath. You allow those things to start working against you, and they will. And it will snowball literally very, very fast up there. It is imperative that the Eagles come out there and they start that game ready to play. They can't ease their way into this one on Sunday. They won't finish it.
All right, they did shut down LT. Now they get the fleet-footed Tatum Bell. They get the Hammer and Mike Anderson. Should be a terrific matchup at Mile High and Vesco Field. Whatever sponsorship you want to throw in. We're coming back with our 2-minute warning. Don't move.
November 12th, or visit A1AMarathon.com. Thank you to our sponsors.
Hey.
Dad, what are you doing?
What am I?
A burrito?
No.
A larva?
A larva? No. I'm a joint.